Guess we'll get started. Call the meeting order. Call the roll, Angie.
Jack Banks.
Here.
Kenny Anderson.
Here.
Deb Collier. Here. Chetty Smith.
Here.
Benny McCall.
Here.
Judge Adams.
Here. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, and Jack will lead us in.
I take allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you as always, Father. We're thankful, Lord, for our many blessings that you give us. Lord, we just ask, Father, that you watch over us this day. Let us, Father, be able to do what's right for our communities and our county, Lord. Bless our state, bless our country, Lord. And Father, we just look to you for all things. And Lord, we ask you to bless this meeting and watch over us as we leave here later today and go back, travel to our homes. Bless the ones that's lost loved ones, Father. Bless them only as you can. Father, we ask this, Lord, in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
I'd like to welcome everybody here this morning. It's Monday, March the 16th, 2026. First thing on the agenda is committee reports. Do we have any committee reports? Item 2, approve minutes of the previous meetings. Anybody got any questions or motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Who's that? You can't even say.
Call the roll when you're ready, Angie.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny.
Yes.
Deb. Yes. Chetty.
Yes.
Benny. Judge Adams.
Yes.
You need water. Sorry. You're good.
Item 1 on a new business update of Fahey and Holmes on the housing initiative. Mr. Seth Long. Welcome, Seth.
Well, thank you for giving us an opportunity to come and to give an update on the progress and the work that we've been doing. I'll share some things with you. We have Alex and Paige from Fahey who have been working hard in the housing efforts here in Letcher County too. Forgive me, getting over an illness. I was in bed 2 days last week, sick as a dog, and we're better today, but it's still not clear in my head, and I'll do my best. My voice is a little bit cracky too here. But thanks for the opportunity. We're excited to be able to come and share some of the progress that we made, some of the challenges that are ahead of us, and there's a lot of work to be done. One of the things I was thinking about on my walk over here this morning is Holmes is a 501c3 nonprofit housing development organization that started in 1984. It's 42 years ago, with the mission to address housing, affordable housing, and economic development issues here in Letcher County. I've been with the organization since 1991. That's a few years too. But since I've been here, I know what we've done. And we built right over 300 houses. I think we're somewhere around 306 houses in Letcher and the surrounding counties. Most of them have been in Letcher County. That's not a lot of houses, but it's a lot of houses when you think about new houses being developed and sold in Letcher County. So you think about the work of developing housing. You know, somebody needs to buy property, do the hard work, and take the risk of developing the property, putting the infrastructure in, building the house, and then that for sale sign, selling that, in a way that can be affordable to a family. It's hard work to do. And in this community, sad to say, we have a broken housing market. There's not a lot of those transactions that happen in and around outside of the nonprofit world. One of the reasons for that and the challenges that have always plagued us here with this housing market is the appraisals have been so terribly low on houses. So a builder, if you build a house, a buyer went to the bank, that house would not appraise for enough to cover materials and labor, let alone the developer making any administrative costs or profit on it. And houses just can't be built for that. So one of the roles that we play, we're able to bring subsidy to the project to cover the gaps between the cost of building and the cost of sale, because it costs more to build these houses than what they appraise for. And there's also an affordability gap often, especially for families under 80% AMI, where they can afford so much, but they can't afford that purchase cost. So we can bring some loans to them in the form of forgivable loans, so that family can afford to purchase that house. They might not be able to pay the full purchase price out of their pocket, but with this forgivable loan that goes away in 10 years, if they do everything that they're supposed to do, mainly make their house payments on time, pay their house insurance, pay their taxes, and it'd be the primary residence that they have, not rent the thing out and have another house down the lake, right? So this is for them to have a home. If they do all that, that loan can go away and become equity to the family in the long run. So just a little bit about that. It's complex. It takes a lot of work to get that done. It's a lot of hustle. It's a lot of trying to get the dollars put in place to stack the different sources of funding to make these feel affordable. I always say if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not easy work. It can be pretty difficult, but we've been able to do it more than 300 times since 1991 when I've been here. And in the last few years, since the flood of 22, over 10% of the houses we built have been built in the last 40 years. That's quite an uptick of production. Since the flood, we've built and sold 35 houses since the flood. Many of you are familiar with Thompson Branch up here on Sand Lake. We were able to go in there, and that was the first time ever that Holmes was able to start building on a piece of property that was ready to go. We could come in there with a backhoe, and roads were in place, water and sewer were there, lots were developed. We've never had that opportunity before, and it was wonderful. We started in September of 24, and we had all those houses finished by May of 25 up there. And we worked hard at curb appeal up there so they wouldn't all look the same. So when you drove up there, we had a certain aesthetic. Those houses that we build up there are net zero houses. So we start with energy efficiency right off the bat. And because they're energy efficient, we can put a small solar system that will generate as much energy as the family is estimated to use in a year's time. So at the end of the year, their base power bill is quite possible to be less than $25 a month, because the solar will generate credits for them during the longer days of spring and summer, and those credits carry them through the colder, shorter days of winter and early spring. And I'm sure that you've heard conversations and complaints about power bills. Power bills is one of the key indicators of affordability when it comes to housing. And what does it do for a family, especially a low-income family, when your power bill could be $25 a month? Raise your hand if your power bills are $25 a month.
Yeah, I don't see any hands.
It's remarkable, and we're quite proud of that feat, and we've learned a lot of things in doing this, and we've learned that it can be repeatable, and that we'd like to do more of that and provide those kind of opportunities. You need sun, you need these, you can't do it up in a holler where you pipe daylight up in there. You need sun, and that site up at Thompson Branch is southern exposure, perfect site to do something like that where you have lots of sun up there on most of it anyway. Where we're at today, coming with a quicker update about some of the DR funds, the CDBG DR funds that have been made available. $298 million were made available to the 17 hardest hit counties. Roughly half of those funds are set aside for housing. And that's what we have gone into partnership with the fiscal court as a developer to put together some proposals to expend some of these monies. And I'll ask Alex to come up now and share a little bit to you about the nature of the DR funds and how they work. And then I'll go talk more about the specific projects we have on proposed.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Alex Ferris. I'm with Bahi. I'm joined with Paige Tucker. She's also on our disaster recovery team at Bahi. For those of you who don't know, Bahi is a membership-based nonprofit, and our footprint of service is in Central Appalachia. So we are a CDFI. We have several branches, lending, advocacy, and then our programs team, which partners with local municipalities, cities, and counties to help administer grants. Everything Bahi does touches affordable housing and supports housing services in our region. So our team, the disaster resilience team in particular, has partnered with Homes and Letcher County to apply for CDBG DR funding to support affordable housing in response to the 21 and 22 disasters. For those of you who don't know, CDBG DR stands for Community Development Block Grant. These funds are allocated by the Department for Housing and Urban Development at the federal level, and it was given to, Seth mentioned, over $260 million was allocated to Kentucky. Those funds are administered by Kentucky's Department for Local Government, and when those funds were first administered, or were first allocated to Kentucky, DLG had to create an action plan, and that action plan outlined all of the activities that the CDBG DR grant would allow for local governments to apply for. So Kentucky had to follow all of the guidelines and parameters that HUD established, and then in turn, cities and counties have to apply for activities that DLG established. And there's two different programs that Letcher County applied for and has grant funding for, which is single-family housing development and multi-family housing development. These funds have a lot of federally mandated guidelines that they have to meet and milestones that they have to meet. So all projects have to receive environmental clearance. An environmental review is a hefty barrier to get over. 3 of our single-family sites here already have environmental clearance, which is great. 1 is in progress. You have to have environmental clearance before you can move forward with acquisition or moving dirt, anything that's considered choice limiting. And then it also has to serve low to moderate income households. Low to moderate income is defined by HUD, and Kentucky actually has a waiver to use the state area median income to allow families up to 80% AMI to apply for housing. So Seth mentioned how that assistance comes in. Homeowners still have to have a monthly payment. The state sets a monthly payment requirement, so depending on the level of AMI, kind of sets how much that family has to pay to be qualified for this program. They also have a debt guideline that they have to follow. So families have to have a certain amount or be under a certain amount of debt to income ratio to be eligible for this program. So all home buyers in the single family program will have a monthly payment. Taxes and insurance are escrowed, but most of them will also take out a mortgage through a lender. And then the DR assistance comes to them in the form of a soft second mortgage that helps them purchase the home. And all of those home buyers funnel through Bahi's intake center or intake website called Housing Can't Wait. So interested home buyers or tenants can indicate their interest through Housing Can't Wait. We have case managers who connect with them and work with them to collect application information and income information. We have to collect information on disaster assistance because we prioritize disaster survivors. And then we work with them to figure out what financing will look like for their specific family. But that is a little bit further down the process because we're still working on the actual in getting environmental clearances and developer agreements to start working on the single family homes. Did you want to start talking about our site?
Yes. Alex, you want to stand up? Yes. So when I mentioned to the court about the 35 houses that we've completed, let it be clear that all of those houses that have been done so far have been done with state level money, private money, and other dollars that we've applied for. None of those houses have been built using DR funds, federal funds. For us, we have not been able to expend any DR funds yet. They haven't come to us yet. And that's extremely frustrating. How many months has it been since the flood? And those federal dollars have not been available for us to expend. We have projects that have been proposed for a long time now. We have agreements with landowners to procure property for these projects, and we can't do a single thing until we have a developer's agreement from the Department of Local Government. That's one of the big holdups where we're at. These projects have been approved, the money's been reserved and set aside, but you can't expend the dollars until you have a development agreement. And that's what we're waiting on today. But let's start with the first one right here. So she's holding up a proposal to, this is the Fleming Neon High School. The Fleming Neon High School, we are proposing to renovate that property into 18 units of housing. And one of the things that it wanted to be is like, look up there, that's where the low-income people live. So we hope that this can serve a variety of incomes, serving some very low income. We have a way to do that. But then also throughout the income range. But these will be 18 units of rental housing. The other thing about this project that is exciting for us is there's a lot of roof real estate there. We have planned to put 2 large solar systems on this building that should provide the majority, if not all, the electricity needed for the families in this project here. So this is exciting. It's, again, the money's set aside for it. We are in the midst of satisfying the Kentucky Historical Committee on some of the things, hoops we need to jump through. We just hired a firm to do a cultural, archaeological, and historical study on the school to make sure that it didn't do harm to the historical significance of Fleming Neon by renovating this. Just one of the things you need to jump through to access these dollars. That study was performed last week. We'll get a report, we'll hand that in. Hopefully that'll take us to the next step on this project. So we're excited about this one. The next project is in Seco, and we're proposing to do something a little bit different here, to build 13 units of duplexes that would be sold as home ownership housing, kind of like townhome type of housing. You would buy half of the duplex, you'd have a small yard, and not every single family wants an acre of yard and to upkeep and stuff. Some people come home from work and they want a place to go and go away Gatlinburg on the weekends or something like this. This would be ideal. There's not much of this here. This type of idea, it's kind of a new concept for Letcher County, but it's not a new concept out and about. So this would be 26 units of housing in the form of duplexes and home ownership. Again, the dollars set aside. We don't have a development agreement today. This is property in Thornton. Again, dollars have been set aside and approved for this project to develop 12 single-family homebuyer houses here. This would include the extension of water to the property, the development of the property, and then selling the homes once they're developed to qualifying families. And this project, we call the UZ project, same as the Thornton, is to develop the property, to extend the water lines to the property, 12 lots of single-family housing. Dollars have been reserved. We don't have a developer to move forward with this yet. I think in all, my math is right this morning, I think it's 68 units of housing on the table for ready to be developed. Dollars have been approved. There's still hoops to jump through, but we're we can do other than wait to get a developer. The developer agreement is really like what will kick us to action next. That's what we're waiting on there. Do you have any questions about these projects that we've shared with you this morning?
I think it's awesome to see housing coming to Letcher County.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Great work, appreciate you.
Where was that first project going to be located?
The first one is Fleming High School. So look up on the hill, the old high school was built in 1960, and I think it was last used in 2005, 2006.
I'll miss her.
And and since then, it's really, I think it went through at least one owner and was used for storage. It just really wasn't much with use for the building. When we went up there, like a week or so after the flood, we went up there thinking about housing, and really just we're thinking about how can we think about building housing that won't flood. And we literally looked up and saw the high school and we went, that'll never flood. And that's where the ideas started coming to us.
So after the developer's agreement, what's the next step, Seth?
So the 3 single-family sites all have environmental clearance. So once we get the developer agreement and it's executed, we can start moving towards acquisition. So the title and closing ironed out. And because it's environmentally cleared, after that, we'll start moving drop.
Yeah, then it comes to, the first thing we need to do is develop property. And there'll be a partnership with the county on that, I think about who does what, and in the different parts that, of course, we'll definitely do the building and anything related to the housing, but the water and sewer extensions and some of the road work and maybe drainage and stuff will be on the county side, but we'll, I think, be working together to get that done so that we can build these houses. You can't build houses if you don't have property to build. And that's been one of our biggest limiting factors. We could have built a lot more houses here in Letcher County if we would have had property to build them on. And it's not practically realistic anymore to build property without city water. You can do it without city sewer, but you just can't depend on drilling a well and hitting water that's potable and quality enough for a family to be able to drink. It's a huge risk anymore. So water is a necessity when we're building houses.
So what's the timeline on the developer agreement at this point?
I thought we'd be building, by now, we're waiting and we're at the mercy of DLD to get those developers and things to us. And for us to review them with our attorney to make sure that everything's good to go. But that's really what, I hate to say timeline because I've been saying and nothing happens. I've been saying and nothing happens. And it's just, once we get that, things can move. There's some areas of the developers agreement, frankly, that I'm concerned about. They want us to carry bonds to guarantee all these dollars that are going to be expended, and we only have so much ability to carry bonds and stuff. So we're talking to DLG about these concerns too. That's a concern that we have, how all that will trickle down and work out, but we're working hard to make it work. So if any other questions, I've got one more thing I'd just like, because I have the floor, I'd like to share with you if I could have permission to do so. So of course our business around development, affordable housing and all that kind of thing. One of the things that I think the court really needs to be aware of is, cost of everything is going up. Cost of utilities are going up. Cost of insurance is going up. The cost of building houses is going up. You know what concrete costs now? It's just incredible how much stuff costs. And the taxation of these houses is really an affordability issue, and I think the court should just be aware of how it's impacting families. One of the houses that we build, we call it a cabin. It's a simple ranch house. It's about 1,100 square feet, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. And these houses used to appraise before the flood for about $165,000. Today, they're appraising for $216,000. We sell our houses at the appraisal rate so we don't hurt the housing market. We don't want to artificially lower that. We want for-profit builders building houses. We need everybody building houses here. But those appraisals are starting to go up. It still costs us more these days to build this house than $216,000. But in that, we just finished one of these in Knott County, and the taxes in an annual year for this family is $2,400 a year. That's $200 of their house payment goes right directly towards houses. In Letcher County, that same house appraising at $216,000, the taxes would be $3,050 a year at $216,000. That's $253 a month. If it's in Jenkins, which is another layer of taxation there, the taxes on that house will be $3,445 a year, which is $287 of the payment going towards just taxes alone. That's not counting the insurance. Everybody's insurance is going up too. So the escrow portion of a loan, taxes and insurance, is really impacting new home construction in this county. And the path forward isn't, if we want to see progress, if we want to see housing, if we want to see for-profit developers coming in here, I think we really need to wrestle with the way that our houses are being assessed and taxed, because a lot of us don't feel the pain because the average value of a home in Letcher County, the last time I looked, was just $64,000 a year. If your home's valued at $64,000 a year, these tax rates, you're not paying these kind of rates. But when somebody builds you a new house and it sells, this is a modest home. Think about a bigger home, a 4 or 5 bedroom home. What people are going to be paying taxes. It's something we really need to struggle with if we want to see housing moving forward in Letcher County. It's one of the biggest barriers I see as a developer moving forward to building housing in Letcher County. So just wanted to share that with you. Be happy to talk more if anybody has any questions about it.
Bill. Wait.
Judge Mike, when I speak. I sold homes, this property that you're saying, speak of with townhouses, and I decided to encourage everybody that you're watching to, if you have properties that you're not using, get with homes, they can use your property, and for people building. Thank you.
Seth, have you looked at the Beaver Dam property over at the Banks is on?
I don't think so.
There's a huge bottom up there. It's probably, what, over a quarter mile long, I'd say. It's pretty good length.
Yeah, we're happy to look. We have, the funds, when you look at property, you have to have funds to purchase, to develop, and, we have finite resources right now. The CDBG DR funds bring a lot of resources to it. It comes with layers of complexity because it's federal funds. But, you know, we're continuing to press on. We're happy to look at partnerships and see the way that we can build and develop housing. If you want to see what we can do, just drive up to Thompson Branch and take a look at it. It's a beautiful community. But we thank you for the privilege to come and share with you and to serve Letcher County.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you.
We also have 2 resolutions. You want to talk about those?
Sure.
That are associated with this housing
Yeah,
project.
good morning, my name is Paige, I'm also with Fahi. We have 2 resolutions in front of you this morning. As we've heard, there's a lot of hoops we have to jump through with federal funding, and so the state got with us about some processes to implement here in the county. And so one of the forms is the neighborhood revitalization plan resolution. And so Fahi worked with the judge and some members of the county and homes to highlight some community needs for housing, as we talked about after the flood, and highlighting how the projects that we are proposing to the state for funding could help, address some of those concerns. And so that was all packaged together in a document that we will send to the state saying, here's how Letcher County's plan to address the needs from the flooding, connects with the projects that we're working on. And so the resolution in front of you here today for that is to say that, the fiscal court agrees that these projects, are needed and connected to the flooding and the community need to get some more housing and some more revitalization into the area. So that is the first resolution. I don't know if you want.
You want to read that, Jake?
Go on.
Is it the one regarding the water sewer district or not?
No, it's it.
Is that right? Is there a judge? Is this one
Yeah.
here?
Got 2026, 07, and 08. It's 2 different ones. I think the 08 one's the one you mentioned first, revitalization plan.
This is a resolution adopting the Letcher County Neighborhood Revitalization Plan in accordance with the Community Development Block Grant and Disaster Recovery Funding. Now therefore be resolved by the Letcher County Fiscal Court that the Neighborhood Revitalization Plan attached hereto and incorporated herein by reference is hereby adopted by the Letcher County Fiscal Court for the purpose of guiding disaster recovery efforts following historic flooding in 2021 and 2022. All activities carried out under this plan shall comply with applicable federal, state, and local laws and regulations, including all requirements of the CDBG-DR program, and that the judge executive and/or designated county officials are hereby authorized to implement, authorize, the neighborhood revitalization plan in connection with the county's application for the administration of CDBG-DR funds.
We have a motion on resolution 2026-008.
I make that motion.
I'll second it.
Roll when you're ready, Angie.
Benny?
Benny? Yes. Sorry.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Dale? Yes. Chetty?
Yes.
Dejana?
Yes. Now we move on to the second one, if you want.
Awesome, thank you. The second one is also pretty closely related to what we just talked about, but part of the neighborhood resolution plan, or revitalization plan, excuse me, that we just passed. We advertised to the public in the paper that this document was available for review. If anybody had comments or concerns about it, they had, about 2 weeks to voice those concerns, and we would take their, opinions and concerns into consideration and edits for the plan. And we have different options like that throughout the duration of the CDBG-DR projects in the county. And so the next resolution is to pass the citizen participation plan, which just kind of sums up that Letcher County Fiscal Court takes the opinions and ideas of their citizens, to heart and throughout these projects, and gives them opportunity to present their ideas and concerns, and continues to do that throughout the duration of the project for the CDBG-DR funds, and so the citizen participation plan is a resolution passing that, you follow these guidelines to include the citizens of the county and the city in these programs, and then be plan of, how citizens can get engaged will be then available on the county website after passing the resolution to adopt it. So that's our second one for them.
You read that, Jay?
Yes, this is a resolution of the Letcher County Fiscal Court adopting a citizen participation plan for the Community Development Block Grant and Disaster Recovery Program. Now therefore be resolved by the Letcher County Fiscal Court that the Citizens Participation Plan for the Community Development Block Grant and Disaster Recovery Program attached to Year 2 and incorporated herein by reference is hereby adopted. That the judge, executive, and/or designated county officials are hereby authorized to implement and administer the Citizens Participation Plan in connection with the county's application for and administration of CDBG-VR funds.
We have a motion on resolution 2026-007.
I make it motion.
I'll go with you.
Cody?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Judge Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paige. We appreciate everything that y'all are doing to provide housing. Thanks, Sarah. Item 2 is update from ER Assist. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody. We have provided here the 2022 and 2025 buyout status updates for you to review. Those are just kind of records of where we're looking at the statuses of those. Going into the 2022 buyout status, we have purchased 78 of the 99 properties still enrolled in FEMA. We have 3 that are pending closing as of now, and at least another 6 that should be ready to request money for by next month. And then going into the remaining properties that are pending, they're looking at just title revisions and some that are still pending FEMA approval that we're looking at. We have 70 of the 78 properties demolished. Of the 8 remaining, 2 require asbestos abatement, and 3 are pending asbestos surveys, and 3 are pending vacancy. Then into NRCS projects, we have purchased 81 of the 120 properties still enrolled. We'll be closing on 7 of those this week and next. Now done. The remaining properties are pending appraisal or documentation from our property owners. In NRCS, we have 28 demos done with another 6 that should be completed within this month. Of those remaining, we're waiting on just a few asbestos surveys, which should be back within the next week or so. And then looking at 4 that are pending abatement and 6 are pending receipt. Then into the 2025 bio update, we have those title searches for that first group that are underway. Those, we've started getting appraisals back, and they're slowly kind of coming in, and we should have more and more coming in. We have not gotten an appraisal for group 2 properties from NRCS yet, but we should be having that within the next few weeks. And then going into them, we have some going into our stream restoration project. We've been having our engineering firms going out. They've been going out to sites, reviewing, and they're starting to put together a list of those identifying problem areas, taking some of those areas that we've noted, and really kind of looking at it, seeing what they can do. And they're about to start working on producing more of a final outlook for that. Then we have also 2 resolutions today. We have for the first one, we have for the NRCS program, this is just a grant application to be able to get more funding in for 2025. Judge, you should have both those listed there. And that is just making sure we're getting more funding.
You got those, Jamie?
Whereas Letcher County is eligible to apply for funding from the Government Resources Accelerating Needs Transformation Grant Program, and whereas the grant will support Letcher County's participation in the Natural Resources Conservation Services Emergency Watershed Protection and Recovery FILE program. The program provides financial assistance to help eligible property owners relocate from areas that have experienced severe and repeated flooding. Whereas the governing body desires to authorize the submission of grant applications to veterinary and authorized representatives. Now therefore be resolved that the Fiscal Court of Letcher County hereby authorizes the submission of the grant application to the Council for Economic Development for the Government Resources Accelerating Needs Transformation Program. And And now be it further resolved that Terry Adams, County Deputy Executive, shall authorize the execute all documents, agreements, and certifications necessary to carry out the purposes of this resolution or enter into an agreement with the board.
We have a motion on that resolution.
I make the motion.
A second.
Call the roll.
Deb? Yes. Chitty?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes.
And then that next resolution that we have, that is for our stream restoration flood risk reduction program. I'll be helping along with some of our projects that we've got going on right now. And for the people that can't stop with that grant funding, that will be able to have that. And that I'll be updating for that date. We have that date of it off of the past date. I'll update that for signed records.
Okay.
Now therefore be resolved that the Fiscal Court of Letcher County hereby authorizes the submission of grant applications to the Cabinet for Economic Development for the Government Resources Accelerating Needed Transformation Grant Program. And be it further resolved that Terry Adams, County Judge Executive, hereby authorized to execute all documents, agreements, and certifications necessary to carry out the purpose of this resolution, including entering into a grant agreement with the board.
We have a motion on that resolution.
I'll make. Go ahead.
Make it.
I'll second. Call the roll.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Chitty?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes.
And then going into our procurement update, we've recently procured 2 projects for, make sure I say this right, Doty Creek, my upstate New York accent wants to put the audio, but I'll get it right this time. Going into that, we have our DSR 19 and 20. For DSR 20, we should all have that listed in front of you. We're looking at Blue Rock for that one with 126, 122, and 30 cents.
We have a motion to award to Blue Rock for the Doty Creek Railing Crib.
I make the motion. Second.
Call the roll when you're ready, Angie.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Chitty?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes.
And then for our 19, we also have Blue Rock, and that's going for $468,537.80.
We have a motion on that. Yes.
I make the motion.
I second.
That project is also in Doty Creek.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Chitty?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes.
That must be a total washout.
Thanks, Avery.
Is it?
They're going back, there was some rock and stuff put in temporarily. They're going back, shearing up the edges of the road.
Gotcha.
Big numbers between them bids up.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference.
50% higher.
Phew.
You ready, Angie?
Yes.
We'll move on to item 3, update from Craig. Mr. Chris Mack. Welcome, Chris.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to be back with you. The flu got me last month. I apologize.
No problem.
To reiterate some of the things that folks at Bahi and Host were saying, we refer to the environmental process at CRAD as the wall. I mean, and you hit it. You can't do anything without NEPA clearance. You can't break ground. And then Lord help you if you find anything like an arrowhead or anything. I mean, it can, the archaeological process can add 1 to 2 years to a project, especially in construction, like infrastructure, water lines, things like that. Right-of-way litigation, you have to do a species survey, bless your heart, if you find a path. anywhere on the property. So you're looking at
A brown, Indiana brown bath.
let's, ARC, for instance, most common infrastructure funder, they have what, in a perfect world, start to finish 24 months. That never happens. That never happens. You run into some issues with the environmental process, or the scope of the project changes. You have to go back to the engineer for new plans, and everything starts all over again. Unfortunately, and you know, we do everything we can to navigate the bureaucracy of these things, but it's literally impossible, and it's a frustration to us, the same as it is to the fiscal court, the same as it is to the communities. An application from start to finish can be pushed out to as much as 6 years, and that's just that's something that when we go to meetings, talk to, you know, with the other ad districts, talk to our legislators, we're doing our best to try to evolve that system into something that's a little more manageable for everyone. You know, there's a lot of things going on in Letcher County, and I'm really excited to tell you about an ordinance here. The flood repair and mitigation phase 1 project has been funded $4,205,000. There's an ordinance in front of you to increase the budget for the county for 26 by the amount I just described, $4,205,000. This is the first reading of the ordinance, so we will have to read it again next week. And then we'll post it in the library. You want me to read that to the judge? You've been reading a lot.
That's up to you, I got her in my hands.
An ordinance relating to the amendment of the budget for Letcher County Fiscal Court for the fiscal year 25-26. Whereas KRS Chapter 91A requires that each municipality accept a budget for each fiscal year, and whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court, Letcher County, Kentucky, has previously adopted a budget for fiscal year 25-26 as a proposed plan for raising and spending money for specified programs, functions, activities, or objectives during the fiscal year, so as to provide for efficient financial administration, and whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court has received a CDBG grant in the amount of $4,205 in connection with the flood repair and mitigation phase 1 project. Whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court desires to document said transfer and to amend the 25-26 budget to show the inclusion of said funds into the budget and the expenditure of said funds from the budget. Now be it ordained by the Letcher County Fiscal Court, Letcher County, Kentucky, as follows. Section 1, the budget of the Letcher County Fiscal Court for fiscal year 25-26 is hereby amended to allow for the inclusion into the budget for the Letcher County Fiscal Court of $4,205,000 CDBG grant received in connection with the flood repair and mitigation phase 1 project. Section 2, that the budget for the Letcher County Fiscal Court for fiscal year 25-26 is hereby amended to allow for the expenditure of the aforementioned $4,205,000 in Kentucky Infrastructure Authority State Revolving Funds, Fund F loan funds for use on the flood repair and mitigation phase 1 project. Section 3, that this ordinance shall take effect following its passage upon publication. But this is the first reading, so I will read this again next month. Also, I have in front of you an interlocal agreement between the Letcher County Fiscal Court and the Letcher County Water and Sewer District related to the flood repair and mitigation phase 1 project. This interlocal agreement is made and entered into effective today, passed, by and between the Letcher County Fiscal Court, Kentucky, here in county, with mailing address 156 Main Street, Suite 107, Whitesburg, Kentucky, 41858, and the Letcher County Water and Sewer District, here in the district, with mailing address of 3443 US 119 North, Macon, Kentucky, 41837. Whereas Kentucky Revised Statutes 65.210 Sequestered Interlocal Cooperation Act permits local government units to make the most efficient use of their powers by enabling them to cooperate on the basis of mutual advantage and thereby to provide services and facilities in a manner and pursuant to forms of governmental organization that will accord best with geographic, economic, population, and other factors influencing the needs and development of local communities upon completion. And whereas the county and district have determined that the public welfare, safety, interest, and good shall be promoted by this interlocal agreement, pursuant to which the county has an infrastructure project and a portion of that project is in the district jurisdiction, the county agrees that the district is better equipped to serve said project. And whereas the design and construction of the proposed water rehabilitation project in Letcher County, Kentucky will significantly benefit the citizens of Letcher County, Kentucky. And now therefore the parties agree that the county shall be lead applicant and shall be the recipient of any funds awarded as a result of the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funds application. The county shall assume all responsibilities and liabilities related to its role as lead applicant in its receipt of any grant proceeds. The district agrees to the county being lead applicant, serving the residents of Letcher County, Kentucky, and being responsible for this project, and has no issue with the county being lead applicant and receiving any grant proceeds. The county shall serve as project recipient and shall take all necessary and appropriate actions to secure funds to cover costs of the implementation of the project. These actions shall include, but are not limited to, providing information necessary for the completion and submission of an application to the Department for Local Government, obtaining and providing supporting documents and information to DLG. The district proposes that they will assist the county by being responsible for the procurement of all professional services and contractors and obtaining all necessary regulatory requests. If a grant is awarded as a result of the application, the district and the county agree that grant project administration will be provided by the Kentucky River Area Development District as appropriate. The county shall report upon the progress of the project at the regular meeting of the district and the county at the fiscal court respectively every other month. Upon reasonable notice by the district, the county shall accord full access to all records related to the project to the district designated representatives to review at reasonable times and locations. This agreement does not create or authorize the creation of any separate legal or administrative unit. All CDBG-DR grant funds awarded as a result of the application to the county shall be used in conjunction with funds obtained from other funding sources. If CDBG-DR grant funds are awarded as a result of the application to the county, the agreement will terminate 5 years after the date the county approves project closeout of the CDBG-DR grant agreement. Any party may terminate this agreement for cause at any time upon 30 days written notice to other parties, prior to and pending official action at a regular meeting of the respective governing body, subject to full compliance with any applicable conditions contained in any CDBG-DR grant agreement. Upon project completion, the county agrees to transfer ownership of the project to the district to own, operate, and maintain at no cost to the district. I will take this to the Letcher County Water and Sewer Committee for the signature.
So we'll back up to the ordinance, the flood repair and mitigation phase 1. We probably need a motion on that. Do you have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Chetty,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb, yes, Judge Allen.
Yes, and then we'll have a second reading next month. And then we'll probably need a motion on this interlocal agreement between Letcher County Fiscal Court and Letcher County Water and Sewer District.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Call the roll when you're ready, Angie.
Deb,
Yes.
Chetty,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Judge Allen.
Yes.
The next is the resolution of the Letcher County Water and Sewer County authorizing commitment coverage of cost overruns on community development block grant, disaster recovery project, flood repair, and mitigation project phase 1. Whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court, the county, has received loan funds through the CDBG-DR program administered by the Department of Local Government, Commonwealth of Kentucky as the basic federal agency. And whereas in order to properly satisfy the requirements of the Department of Local Government, that the county is to provide for any cost overruns associated with the project. And whereas the county desires that this project move forward in order that construction can be completed in a timely manner. Now therefore be it resolved today by the Letcher County Fiscal Court County that assurance is made to the Department for Local Government that the county will secure funding to cover any cost overruns associated with the aforementioned project.
We have a motion on that resolution. Call roll, Jean.
Tammy?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Chetty?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes.
It should be mentioned that phase 2 of the project is about $13 million. I'm doing an AML for that now. We're looking at some other funding sources. This is earmark season for our federal partners. So there's a couple Letcher County projects that I have sent up there. One for Jenkins, one for the city of Whitesburg. Another project for the Red Star tank placement. So there's a few things going on there, and I hope we get some good word about that. The last is the longest one by far, and it is the KCDBG procurement code. We have to read that whole thing. It's pretty bad. This is just an agreement saying that we're gonna stick to the proper procurement protocols necessary to hire the engineers and the subcontractors and follow all those guidelines.
We just have a motion to follow guidelines in the KCDBG procurement code and authorize the county judge to sign.
I make that motion.
I'll second it.
Call the roll when you're ready.
Jack?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Chetty?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes.
I have a question.
You sure do.
On that interlocal agreement with the water district, will the county be handling any funds on that project?
Will they handle any funds? Any funds? The county will receive the funds. Yes, the county will receive the funds,
Do you know
and
how much that is?
well, it's $4,205,000 total. Of course, we won't get all of that. Once we have to do the drawdowns.
Okay.
So we probably need to set up another account for that, DJ?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Can we run that through the grant account and set up line items in the grant account? Or no? Whatever.
Let me, DLG basic agency, Matt, if you want to answer?
Yeah, ask which way they prefer.
If we can do that.
Yeah.
Any other questions about the business activity?
You gave me a printout at the credit meeting about Bell Engineering and all the projects for Letcher County. That was great.
I will have that on Thursday, and
Okay,
I'll make sure that every member of the court gets it from here on out.
good deal.
I should get one
It's
from
really
Alan
good.
from GRW as well. So
Okay,
I'll make sure that you get all those as they come through.
Appreciate
It's very
it.
handy.
they're very handy.
Yeah, it's very, very, very handy. There's some stuff going on with some projects. We've had some updates lately. City of Whitesburg on their pool project, and here they pulled that for full ARC application and asked us to come down and give a live presentation of it. We're still waiting a decision on that. A few things going on in the Letcher County Water and Sewer District. Of course, the resolutions and the ordinance and stuff that we passed today. The water line extension for the federal prison facility at Roxanna. The process was slow through the holidays, but CSX has come through and drilling has commenced under all the crossings over there. I hope to have an update on that Thursday when I see Lee and Logan. The Red Star Turkey Creek water line, we're doing an ANWR for that, trying to get some money for, the purchase of the property. I put that one in for an earmark. I don't know when Andrea Begley will get back to me about those. I figured she got quite a few of them, so that could be, I figure I'll hear from her in April about that. We're looking at some additional funding for the flood repair and mitigation phase 2. And we're looking at some additional funding for that project over in Cumberland. There's an updated audit in progress on that, so we're looking at some additional funding for that as well. But projects are moving along, been pushing them really, really, really hard, and we seem to be getting some results with that. Does anyone have any questions about any projects or anything going on? Well, like I say, the problem that we have in all of our counties is that we have to build our projects through the same places that people have lived for the last 3,000 years. So there are some things that we run into here and there. The environmental process really, really bogs us down. And it has been this way since the flood. That they tell me. They tell me it used to be a little bit easier, but since the flood, it's become a little difficult. I urged board members to contact me, or the court members to contact me if they have any questions about anything. I'm available all the time. I'll give you my cell phone number, whatever you need. Give me a call anytime you need anything. It's fine.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, folks. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Chris, we appreciate the detailed report.
Yes.
Sure.
Good job.
He does good.
Yes, ma'am. Sure does.
Does anybody have a proposed jail budget in their packet?
We see it.
I do.
Am I blind, or is it on the agenda?
What is it?
Okay.
Which one is it?
Is it on the agenda?
It's not on the agenda.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
You got it?
Well, Brian does his concert. Does everybody have copies of that?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
on the
that I
agenda.
do.
It's number 14.
Okay, gotcha, so maybe I did.
Well, it's in the back of the,
Maybe I didn't
Second
put it on our
page,
phone now. I'm
14.
sorry.
You need my copy?
No, you did, but I thought you never did. I don't have it. Nope, I got it. I got it.
Just on the second
I knew I
page.
put it in there, so that's what I was about paying it, because I thought, Lord have mercy.
Move on to item 4, the jail commissary report. Over Brian Sloan. Welcome, Brian.
Used to be. Okay.
Okay, this is item number 4. We'll start with February the 1st, 2026. The commissary has $54,541.05. The deposits made was $25,845.38. Total that up to make it $80,386.96. So this is the checks that went out on 2040, $13,390.81. On the med check, $1,143.75. Entertainment expense was $135.46. Inmate stay payroll was $1,570.28. Paying half on the running of the commissary was $702.91. Paying half on the doctor's appointments, transport, $640.57. Fees and co-pays is $3,924.12, with a total of $21,507.90. Deducted from the $80,386.90 leaves the balance of $58,879.06. The budget for 26 and 27 fiscal year.
Go ahead and do that, Neil. That's item number 14, so it'd be in the back of the packet.
On personnel, the expenditure, the judge's salary of $118,282. On the deputies, maintenance slash, $380,000. Chief deputy, $34,000. Cooks, $100. Jail incentive training, $5,500. So the subtotal of, on the personnel is $537,892. On the operating expenses, it's a contract with government agencies, $1,000. Maintenance and repair services for the building is $10,000. Maintenance and repair services for the equipment is $10,000. Custodial supplies is $10,000. Food is $162,318. Gasoline is $2,000. Linens is $2,000. Office supplies is $3,000. Personal hygiene is $5,000. Prisoners' clothing is $5,000. Uniforms is $1,000. Medical services is $32,000. Pharmaceuticals is $20,000. Staff travel is $500. Miscellaneous is $1,000. With subtotal operating expenses of $264,818. Equipment, furniture and fixtures, $500, making the subtotal of $500. Juvenile detention operating expenses, contract with government agencies, $15,000, which makes the subtotal of juvenile detention at $15,000. Administration membership, $600. Department for transfers, $1,000. Social Security is $42,000. Retirement is $100,000. Employee insurance health is $70,000, with a subtotal of $213,600. Total jail fund appropriations is $1,031,800.
That's more realistic.
Well, I feel like I helped a little bit. I do turn some money back in, try to pay for work lease, transport to hospitals and stuff. I've got to turn in at least $100,000 to $200,000 every year on. Whenever we got close to $4. I have to discuss something else. We had a contract with Mount Comp on the medical part with the inmates. They wanted a meeting a couple weeks ago and sitting down. Any inmate that I have that has an out day within 90 days, they will not honor under the contract. They said they cannot do that. So I guess I'm thinking it's because they're non-profit considered, I guess.
It's an FQHC.
Yeah. And so I feel like we need to maybe start looking a little somewhere else for some, maybe a different contract or something like that.
Within 90-day outlet. Is that the
If they got an
issue?
out day within 90 days of serving out their sentence, and it's an out day. You know, I have to keep up with it. I actually have an out day for an inmate. Within 90 days, they would not honor them under the contract.
And it's their funding through MCHC that don't allow them to do that 90-day period.
And they tried every avenue they could to
They have.
get it through, but, federal health center, they operate under different guidelines, so.
Yeah.
So what I think we need to do at this point is we either need to find somebody that can handle the inmates in that 90-day window, healthcare-wise, or just advertise maybe for a RFP from another entity such as ARH or someone to pick up that contract for the jail for us. I think I spoke with ARH, and the jailer did too, as that being a possibility is going back to ARH. They actually had our contract before, and they're interested in regaining that contract if we can make the numbers right. What's your thoughts, Jamie? Do maybe a request for proposal for health care in the jail?
Yeah, probably give you the best chance to get the best deal, have them pay for each other.
And either whether they want to pick up that 90-day window, folks, or the whole contract. I think we should probably just keep our alternatives open for that. Does that sound?
Sounds good.
I feel like Tom was fine with it too. I mean, as far as what we had to do.
Yeah, they said they would help either way.
Yeah.
If, as being a partner or they was good for us finding another entity if that didn't work out. So MCHC has been great
They have.
working with us with the jail, and it's just their guidelines with their funding. It don't fit that group of inmates. So we probably need a motion to advertise for RFP for that service.
I'll make that motion to advertise for an RFP for the jail medical within the 90-day window, or maybe the entire contract.
I see.
Any other questions?
These are professional services. Would they want to publish different rates or whatever, knowing as a healthcare facility, would it be something that would be easier for us to negotiate without them publicly releasing their rates? I'm just trying to think, you know what I mean? But where it is a professional service, I don't think it has to be put out for sealed bids. It could be something that we just discussed with them and try to come up with.
Just a negotiated.
Yeah.
I think that would be your best bet, considering.
A lot of the regulations there and all that stuff, they want to put out different numbers, different scenarios. You know what I mean? We may get a better result if we just approached local healthcare providers and told them what we're looking for and they could give us a proposal of what the rates would be when we vote based on that.
I think that would be good.
As being a professional service.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be non-comp, ARH, primary care maybe?
Primary care. Or do they fall under
or whoever?
nonprofit?
Really?
I think so, but I don't know for sure exactly how theirs is set up, but just when you fall under the FQHC status, it's different, the regulations are different, funding mechanisms are different, federal funding especially.
Yeah. So we probably need to rescind that motion.
Yeah, rescind that motion.
And how would we need to word that, Jamie?
Approach those local healthcare provider facilities about terms for providing our medical services for our inmates.
Do we need a motion for that as well, or no?
No, I think you can do that.
I think we can take care of it.
All right. Thank you all.
Appreciate you, Brian.
Oh, Brian,
We didn't finish the budget. We didn't read anything with the receipts. And then
Okay.
you guys actually have to,
Vote on it.
you just have to accept this as the proposed jail budget to be part of our county budget.
You have that motion.
I'll make that motion.
second.
He's not read anything with the receipts yet.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah.
The front page.
Yeah, because you got to show the balanced budget.
I think I got the same papers.
You don't have receipts on the front?
Yeah, they're on the front.
Summary of appropriations, that it?
Yeah, you got the same sheet.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
Thank you. They balance.
On the jail bed allotment, $96,000, medical allotment, $80,000, court costs, $4,000, housing control intake, $300,000, DUI fees, $800, Social Security Administrative incentive pay, $15,000, court costs, supplement, $10,000, local corrections assistance, $40,000, work lease, $100, jail bond acceptance fee, $100, booking fee, $600, telephone commission, $18,000, reimbursement, $80,000, interest on checking account, $2,000, subtotal receipts, $631,800. Prior year carryover, nothing. Cash transfer in from other funds, $400,000. Borrowed money, nothing. Total receipts on that is $1,031,800. To the summary, progress from public category, personnel, $537,882. Operating expense at $264,818. Equipment, $500. Juvenile detention, $15,000. Administration, $213,600. Totaling $1,031,800.
We have a motion approving the proposed jail budget.
I make a motion to approve the jail budget.
That's everything, ain't it?
That's it.
Right? Yeah. Call the roll, Angie.
Chevy,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Dale. Yes. Judge Adams.
Yes. Anything else, Brian?
Here, you want my coffee? You want my copy of that for Brian?
Appreciate you, Brian.
Thank you.
Item 5, we've been took care of. Item 6, approve the Bridge Program application for Doty Creek. This is the same program that we used for the Bill Lewis Bridge. And it will involve some engineering costs that they want us to cover. The state will take care of the building costs, but the engineering work, anything associated with that, they want the county to take care of that for our contribution to the project. So I don't know what that amount is going to be this yet, but we just need approval to submit the documentation to apply for that funding. And that will be replacing the first bridge going into Doty Creek. And Chetty and I met with the bridge engineer out there, was that Thursday? Last week.
That's several homes, over 100 homes in there, then it's got the school bus shut down for going in there right now. So I'd like to make the motion that we go on with the application.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Call the roll, Angie.
Dale. Yes. Chevy,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Jack.
Yes.
Kenny. Judge Adams.
Yes. Now, I do want to kind of brag on that project that the state has offered, because that gives us the ability, like the Bill Lewis Bridge, that to rebuild those bridges with a fund that we don't have to do with.
That's great.
Item 7, discuss the opioid funding for MPO Community Center. Glenn at MPO give us some requests, and Deb brought those in. You want to kind of talk about that?
Sure. And so, Hemp Hill Community Center is a 501c3, and they run a place called Black Sheep Bakery. And when employees recovering addicts in that facility, and she has sent us a proposal. They also host summer camps for kids, and they do a lot of drug prevention and those. They have after-school camps for 12 weeks, 12-week terms, I'm assuming fall and winter. And then, so they're asking for funding for that. A small amount for shoes and uniforms for the bakery staff. She has a lot of people that she comes in. They get started in the program that does not have the ability to pay for those, and then they also are asking for funding to pay a living wage to these recovering people in recovery. And if anyone understands anything about recovery, it doesn't take very much to throw these people back into addiction. And if we can help fund this with opioid abatement money, we can 100% ensure that everyone stays in recovery, but we can do our part to try to make that happen. The amount that they have asked for is summer camp for children, a $20,000 budget, after school camp, 12-week terms, 2 terms spring and fall, $40,000. Shoes and uniforms for bakery staff is $2,000, and a living wage for bakery employees to help with them reestablish their lives torn apart from addiction is $60,000. It's a total of $122,000. And I sent this, Gwen sent this to me, and I sent this to DJ and Stacy, and I think what they did was to make sure that these things fall into the category of what we can actually fund with this funding. So, DJ, did you all have an issue
on the first one that she sent, there were several.
Right.
And the lady Lauren that's over the opioid stuff with the state, she kind of questioned a few of those things too. But on this last one, the only thing that I really am not sure about myself, because I didn't see this till this morning, was the shoes and uniforms. I'm not sure about that, but that was the smallest thing on their list, $2,000. So, that might not be a big deal. The other things for the summer camp for the kids and the after-school camp for kids, I think that would fall under the preventative, and that would definitely be covered. And I think that the salaries would just be the same as how like we did with Cane Kitchen, because that's what they use theirs for. So it would just be a matter of the court deciding how much money you want to put into it. And then I've got one other thing that's going to be really important moving forward. This opioid money turned out to be more difficult than what I originally thought, in that I have certain reporting that I have to do, and like the group from Net Recovery was supposed to get on there and do their paperwork, and they never did. So I don't know how that's going to affect anything with them moving forward. Of course, they've already overspent their money, and I think that we're going to have to enter into MOUs with all these organizations that we do give money to, in order, and part of that be that they also agree to do their end of the paperwork on it, because like they wouldn't even let me submit for the county until Net Recovery submitted. They never submitted, so we had to find a way to go around that. And I've not figured out yet how that's going to affect anything, and hopefully won't take our funding from us. But that's going to be real important moving forward, is that everybody agrees to follow all the rules and do all the reporting that they have to do.
So really, we need to make that part of the process then.
That needs to be on an MOU.
MOU that-
And they agree to that.
And if they don't agree to that and follow those guidelines, that they forfeit that funding.
Or have to pay it back if it's already been paid to them.
I think
See,
that's fair
I
enough.
don't know what that'll mean for the county moving forward. Are they gonna say, okay, these Jacobs never reported, so you've gotta turn that money back in?
How much was that?
So-
Do you remember?
Well, they were allowed $50,000 and they ended up with roughly 57 that we paid out.
Is that Kane's?
No,
That's-
no,
yeah.
Kane Kitchen complied.
Oh, okay.
Do you think it would be, we could put in there to not fund the whole thing and break it up, and if they do what they're supposed to do, then we can do another portion of it, but this is what you're
You
getting
could always-
until we can
Yeah,
see that
you
you're
could
gonna do
always
part of
break it down, but see, like, it's gonna be that once a year reporting they have to do, and if they don't do that, and we've already gave them another chunk of money, then, you know.
And I think we discussed before that it'd be a maximum grant of 50,000. Am I remembering that right?
That was the cap, I think.
That was the cap,
Cap on 50,000
because we got
on the project.
ahead of ourselves with the first one.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot, like DJ's talking about, they're making a lot of requirements now, ain't they? They have a lot of trainings, and I've been kind of watching that. There's a lot of,
Oh, yeah.
We knew that would happen, Chetty.
Because they
They talked
see-
about it.
if you get Keiko Weeklies, you'll see that on there, that there's a lot of trainings and
Well, we heard in meetings also,
requirements on that money.
they're starting to require a lot of
Well, it
information.
makes it really hard for people that we've helped when they come back requesting
Yeah.
another load of money. If you've not complied, I mean, that's just automatic
Right.
disqualification.
Yeah.
Ted Merle's back there, they may can answer that question on that.
Yeah, do you want to speak on it, Merle?
I do actually, yes. Initially, what I want to ask is how net recovery is not in compliance if you paid them $57,000. And my understanding is that Fiscal Court approved another $50,000 beyond that. We are scheduling right now a treatment session in April. And if we need to get that issue cleared up. Now, we can communicate with net recovery, which I'm sure you probably try to do, but
I have done, and he told me that he would go on there and do the reporting because I had to send a link, and so I emailed that link, and I told him it had to be done by a certain day, and then I was trying to submit mine, and it wouldn't go through, so they told me that net recovery didn't do their reporting.
okay, well, is it too late to get that accomplished?
I don't know. I don't know. I would have to talk to Lauren with the state over that.
And can you, who you communicate with net recovery?
Who did I communicate with? Gee whiz.
No.
I don't remember the name, but I would definitely have it in my email and in my
I'll
folder
try to
with
follow
my
up, and if we got
paperwork.
time to
Yeah.
resolve that
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, if you can get that cleared up, Merle.
Yeah, and we did want to just use the opportunity, if you will, to let you know that we do have the section planned, but now we may need to cancel that if, if there's problems and issues with the reporting on it.
Well, as of right now, you've overspent, so it's not like we could pay for anything else that you billed us for. Pardon me?
Yes, overspent by what, $7,000?
About $7,000 bucks.
Yeah. I thought we had 100.
Well, what you guys ended up agreeing on was 50,000.
50,000.
Yeah.
But we have another agreement, when we did that 50,000, we'd have another 50,000.
So.
Look at that gap.
Yeah, that's understanding.
Well, if that's in the minutes, then.
We can go back through the
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah.
but-
If that's in the minutes, then that's in the minutes, yeah.
But we can't do anything till that reporting is
Yeah.
resolved.
And we will work toward getting that done.
Okay.
So it's not a $50,000 cap per entity, it's $50,000 per request. So if they can come, entities can come back and request. Gotcha. Okay.
I think we'd come back and ask if we went over that we could use that other 50,000.
Yeah, that's my understanding. I think you ought to be voting for that, so. But
We'll look it up. and
We'll
see.
get this issue resolved.
I couldn't hear my hearing's terrible, but we appreciate this, and I guess Moral told you we're going to be doing another rehab April 10th down there. We were very successful. Right now, we're, one of the ladies, I think we've already presented that to you, that she was going to be a medical assistant, and she had to be off Suboxone and Gabapentin before she could do that. She came down there on April last year. I probably got a folder on that. But, now she's going to be working. She finished her medical, she had to do her clinical trials, and she had to be off of Suboxone and Gabapentin. And she's never had another problem. 3 days. Nobody, we treated 8 people. Talked to one lady last night, she come off the methadone, she's doing great, she's gonna write this article. Another boy and his brother come off of Suboxone, they're gonna be writing this article. And so they're doing great, nobody was sick. But what the community's telling them, and we talked to this new ally down here, and a fellow went to the Isaiah house and come off with an advice. So we're hoping that they're going to treat people there from Letcher County at that. They want to do that. But the owners is on vacation. They said when they got back, they found out. But this is great. So that is, I understand. We come up, the first time I came up, we got approved for $145,000. And when I come back to check on it, they said, no, we took the money. And then we're going to get $50,000 and use that to get another $50,000. So that was a very good. How we voted.
Yeah.
And signed. But we want, and be honest with you, people, this Suboxone is just we got 10 Suboxone dealers in Letcher County. It's minimum. We met with a jailer here. They would be glad to do it in Letcher County, but we don't have a nurse in Letcher County. They're doing right now in Scott County and about 6 other detention centers. And right now that we can send people, they can go to Georgetown, have a church down there, and go on the net device from Letcher County. And currently, we've had some. So I know we sent one to the Isaiah house, maybe then another one to be over 10. I thought we had 8 at Calvary and 1 at the Isaiah. So I guess they treated a couple more. So what you're saying is 11. And so, but
We'll go back through those documents, Ted, and we'll go back through those documents, check our minutes, and then get with the folks at the net recovery. And it's imperative that they get their documents in order.
I was thinking we talked to you all and came here and they said, well, you can go ahead and use that other 50,000. Because we was expecting more the second day of retreat. We had 5 lined up. And 3 of them, one of them couldn't, thought they could take the device home with them. And the other one had a brain, a blow to the head and had a plate in his hand. He couldn't open that device. So we'll get that straightened out for you, but it should be in this minutes.
Yeah, we'll look on that.
50,000 and another 50,000, okay?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Let's see.
So back to Hemp Hill.
Is that Hemp Hill, are they receiving any kind of funding from anywhere
I
now?
don't know, Jack. I don't know. I know
Okay.
that,
I have a little bit of concern with talking from folks in that area about the Hempfield Community Center, about it not being used as a community center.
for the
I think it's
community.
something this court may need to look into. I think they're renting the parking lot for some equipment maybe. Do you know anything about that? Locking the bog over and stuff, so I think there's some issues there with the Hempfield Community Center we may need to look into. And it being and then running a business out of a community center, I don't know how that's affecting the community center.
Well,
I
that
never
was
thought
question,
about
that question was proposed to me before too, but they have their 501c3, and I don't feel like that's our job to decide whether or not they're doing what they're supposed to do. That's whoever awarded that 501c3 to them. You know, I don't know how they police that, or I don't know how they, but I know that I've been up there a few times, and it was everything was community based.
We use that for a voting place.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's county property, so
Yeah.
if they're blocking the playground and stuff, I don't know.
Well, we rented it to them. We rented it to them years ago. They signed a lease agreement. They gotta take the insurance and, I mean, it's, they're using it as a community center, but it's technically not. We got it rented out. They can put a body shop in there if they want to. You know what I mean?
And maybe the bakery's paying the community center rent. I mean, I don't know that, but they could.
But I would have for those funds requested, you have those specific ones, I know they updated their request to Lauren.
Do I have what now?
You ran that first list that they asked for by Lauren, and you had some questions about it, and then we got an
Yes.
updated version. Have you run the updated version by her?
No, because we just got it this morning.
I'd run that by her. please.
Yeah.
I mean, if we
Yeah.
want to vote to approve some portion of it, I would
Well,
qualify.
I mean, the only thing that I see a problem with is the shoes and uniforms.
But I'd like Lauren to say it's okay to
Yeah,
have some.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
She may want to say,
Yeah, I saw that.
don't use drugs, same something.
Did you see that?
You know what I mean? Not just the plain crick something.
Yeah, they want us to give them money to buy the building.
In addition to the above aspect, because it's going to include.
When she originally approached me with this, she was not under this, she was not, and I was not clear with her on the specifications, because I don't know exactly what those rules are. I don't know if any of us know what those rules are. So I think that was when she asked me about it, I said, write it up, and then that's why she revised it earlier than this morning. I failed to send you all the correct thing. So I don't think any of us know what exactly can be, that's why it would be good if Laura would approve, or say that that's her good.
Because we take some hate out of us, you know, when this first started, Fiscal Court got $100,000 check to the sheriff. That's fine. And so now they've got somebody hard. If she tells us this is appropriate expenditure, then our budget's covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think every dollar we spend, that should go by this thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Send up the black file and proof, so we prove it. That makes us audit proof, you know?
Yeah.
On that. Instead of us just making out, it's crazy.
And she's really great and knows what she's doing.
Yeah, and she may be able to help us with some agreements too that require them to do their paperwork to keep it.
Right.
Things, you know, she's a great resource.
I know they've done a lot of changes on it.
For sure.
I'm going to step out.
So we talked earlier on limiting the amount to 50,000. Do y'all want to make any action at this point, or wait till Lauren looks over this
Can we
paperwork?
make a motion to approve the 50,000
Pending approval.
pending approval from Lauren about so we don't have to wait till the next meeting in order to approve it?
I think we can we, Jamie?
If it's a specific item, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She'll approve, you know, she's asked for 100.
Did you get the name?
Yeah. I'll be in here somewhere.
Chester 142.
we need to try to break it down to 50.
Yeah, but we'll only, the court talked on only approving up to 50,000.
So that she would just have to break this down for a request.
Well, when we do the MOA, it will have in it what they're gonna be allowed
Yes, yes.
to spend the money on.
From
Salaries or-
this list. that-
Do they have to bring that back to you, what they spend on it?
Yeah,
Yes,
and they have to do all the reporting online too, that
Wow.
breaks everything down.
so they comply twice, us and online.
Right.
And that's just for its
So
transparency.
when we say that, someone can come back, that $50,000 is the cap now, so are we saying each fiscal year? Are we putting a time on it, on when they can come back? I mean, because I don't know when we did net recovery, the first one, and then, so do we need to have an agreement that they come back each fiscal, they can come back each fiscal year? They can't come back and ask more until the new fiscal year starts?
What I would be thinking for me is there somebody else out there that wants to do something along the same line, and do we have the amount of money we need to cover and what they need and what the other person needs?
And I guess it's really our chore to pick the best projects that helps with opioid addiction.
Right.
That's our,
What do we have in opioid funding?
That's what I'm wondering.
A little over $500,000, I was going to.
Okay, I know.
Looks like the closest thing she's got to 50 is 60, and that's for the wages for them boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
We've got 562,000 right now.
but if Lauren approves, it looks like she could move those numbers around.
Yeah.
If what she wanted to use it on, as long as it's approved by DLG.
Yeah.
Do they report annually or monthly on, how do they do that, DJ?
Like each organization,
Yeah.
they'll have to do it annually.
Okay.
So that kind of limits you saying, we'll give you this amount until we really, you report it. Okay, gotcha.
And anybody receiving funds from here on out, we need to do that MOU with them. Or whatever Lauren's got in place for that.
If you get on there and look, they've got a lot of new strict restrictions on it.
So,
A lot of trainings, they do a lot of training on it.
Yeah.
any court action on that?
For a motion for that? Yeah, I'll make a motion for it. To award them the $50,000 in, what am I trying to say? Pending Lauren's approval
Yeah.
for those things that Gwen has requested.
And following the guidelines of the
Yes.
MOU?
Exactly.
I'll second that.
Does that sound sufficient, Jamie? You second it, Jack?
Yeah.
Did you get it? Talk, brother.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Shelly?
No.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
JJ?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I got to run, I got kids standing on the sidewalk. I hate to.
And this will be, Hemphill Community Center is actually who is doing the project, right?
Yes.
Yes. Move on to item 8. Discuss opioid funds, MCHC Transitional Living Facility. MCHC did put together some transitional housing, which is, me and Benny and Jamie toured it, and it's remarkable
It is
what they've done there. If you've got this flyer on it.
Yep. And the pictures.
How many to apart?
They want everybody to come and tour it, by the way.
Yes.
It's up here on the hill from high school.
It's the old English building.
Yeah. And it is something else.
You want to talk about it a little bit, Benny?
Yeah, it's 22 high-efficiency apartments, and it is for people in transition, the ones that's went through recovery, and then they're trying to make their way back out into life. It gives them a place to live. Every apartment has a full kitchen, bath, everything, those shared amenities, and then, they will do group meetings and things like that while they're up there. They're not in prison, so they're free to go in and out. they're encouraged to work and, start their life back over again. And this helps them to be able to do that in a setting, it's all men, and helps them be able to do that in a setting where they can help encourage each other, as they grow through this process. They're requesting $20,000, and that will cover the first month's rent for every resident up to 27 residents.
That just gives them a head start.
Yeah.
This facility gets those folks out of the environment that's caused the problem, basically.
Okay.
And they're offering them counseling and help for job placement, and it's on the old Whitesburg High School campus, and that is enough proximity to jobs in Whitesburg that they can come and go and get a job and stay clean.
They set them up with bikes, and there's bike racks out back, for what transportation they can do. And like the judge said, instead of getting somebody through rehab and sending them back to where they live or whatever, they can go up here and stay for a year, and that helps them to be able to be separate from all of that, is the goal. And they will be taught job skills and different things, through the college. There's all kinds of stuff set up to help these folks get back to a normal life. And like we talked about the other day, a lot of these folks, they've never, they were addicted at such a young age, they've never really realized what you can have in life. But, being in a place like that, it's super nice. I mean, you just have to see it to believe it. Living in a place like that that's super nice and seeing what you can have versus what you're used to me is just life altering.
Yeah.
And I think that will help give them the motivation they need to want that better life.
So are they limited to a length of stay?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah, and there may be exceptions and there may be extensions. But the target date for them would be 1 year to be able to live there for a year and then hopefully be established enough to where they can move out on their own and have a place.
MCHC, of course, provides the staffing to, I guess, address all the different issues, right?
Yes, but the one thing about it is although you live in MCHC facility or whatnot, you can go to anywhere for your treatment. You're not required. MCHC won't, doesn't force anybody to say, well, you have to come down for treatment. It's not. So they're free to go anywhere they want to for their treatment. Of course, MCHC provides what they need, but it's not one of those things.
It ain't mandatory.
Yeah, you're going to stay with us, so you have to use us.
Right.
So they don't require that.
And also, the residents are required to do their share of the upkeep on the building.
Yes.
And they're paying rent on the facility where they're at. And, they got skin in the game of getting better and staying clean. And I think it's going to be a great program.
Can I ask a question? I can barely hear everything. Is that going to be a rehab facility, or what's it going to be, a sober living facility?
It's for transitional living. Once you come through rehab, you can live up there for a year.
Will they be allowed to be on Suboxone or methadone at that place?
I'm assuming that, if they need some treatment to help them, that's what it's for, is to keep them.
See, we just listed down here, same thing, but they don't reverse the Suboxone or methadone there, but they can go up the street and get it and still say for sober living. If they're doing that, they're putting them on Suboxone, or methadone, it's just the same as, Mr. spoke about nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the point of it though, Ted, is to be able to get everybody off of all that when they go into transitional housing, so they're clear enough.
Out of rehab, not on it, they won't put it on, right?
I mean, I don't, that would be between the individual and Mountain Comp. I'm not sure how that would work.
We're not here, but we're not here to vote on whether or not, what their medical treatment is. We're
No.
just here to say,
Right.
this is a place for you all to live. You still get to make your own choices on what you,
Well, it's one of those things where you want to encourage people, and you've got limitations and boundaries, they've got limitations and boundaries, but again, you're not in prison,
Yeah.
If I don't have the flexibility to be able to make my own decisions, how can I ever be where I need to be, you know what I'm saying? I have to have a little bit of, and if you fail, you fail, but you've got people there to encourage you to where you continue, it's not one of the things where you failed, you're out, you've got to, of course, for violence or something like that, you would be disqualified, but, for, making a mistake, but, it's one of those things, I don't know a whole lot about it as much as most, but I have dealt with it quite a bit, and, recovery is something that's not just a one-time thing. It doesn't matter what kind of device or anything. Anybody has the possibility of relapsing. And if that happens, then you need that support group and that help to say, look, don't give up just because you failed. There's a lot of people that failed a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And then that one time they won.
Yeah.
And now they're good.
And also a lot, of that relapsing part is going back to where you was when the environment that you was in. So I think this is a great project.
Well, like you said, this environment, you learn to live in this environment.
Absolutely.
So you think, well, I don't want to go back to where I was. I want to stay in this kind of environment.
Yeah.
So they'll make it. They'll do better to try to make it, I think.
so DJ, have we checked with Lauren on the ability to fund this?
I don't know if Stacy has sent this or not.
Okay.
We
I think
can,
this is just
So we
no-brainer.
got-
We've been calling her after work,
So we might do the same kind of motion.
Same kind of
Same,
Approval
yes.
by her.
I'll make that motion that we give MCHC the $20,000 pending.
And what Lauren
I'll
said.
second it.
I'll roll.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Tajay.
Yes.
And we're approving the exact amount they requested, right?
Yeah.
19,575.
I got it as 20,000.
Yeah, I got it as 20 on the request.
Okay.
It's 20,000.
Not sure enough. See that.
But you all need to set up a time and I can get the senior, somebody take you up there, you'd be amazed.
It is.
It's a really nice facility.
I'd like to see it. I missed that day. I couldn't.
And both floors mirror the other.
Yeah.
So there's 11 upstairs, 11 downstairs. Laundry facilities on each floor and a community room on each floor. It's very nice. What they do.
What happens if they can't pay their rent that second month?
I think that's the goal, is to look for other mechanisms to help as much as possible.
okay.
It's not, again, it's not something you want people to start and then, not have them stay. You
Right.
want to be able to, keep them there as long as possible to help.
We're on to item 9, discuss participation in New York Lloyd settlement. Jamie Hatton.
There were, these things just keep kind of trickling in. There were 6 remnant defendants. They are distributors or wholesalers, kind of like big regional pharmacies. So our attorneys have reached another settlement with those 6. They call them remnant distributors, $97,625,000. It'll get divided up in the same formula as all the other funds amongst all the subdivisions and counties and states and everything, but they will get a vote to approve that settlement. And your judge authority to sign off. And I got an email for a DocuSign. Check and see if you got one.
Okay.
You can come down right with me and see if you got it.
Okay. Do we need a motion on that?
Yes, motion to approve settlement with the 6 remnant regional distributors.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Call for Angie.
Kenny made the motion. Benny second.
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 10, approve signage honoring our veterans for Mr. Howard Scott, U.S. Army, and Jamie Archie Hubbard, U.S. Marine Corps. You got that, Jamie?
Whereas citizens of Letcher County have contributed their time to the United States military to defend our nation's freedom. And whereas Letcher County wishes to express their gratitude to honoring veterans, and whereas Letcher County wishes to take the appropriate action to have certain roads properly named in honor of said veterans. Now therefore be resolved that all appropriate action be taken. The following names listed as Cumberland River Bridge number 067B00142N in memory of Howard Scott, Private First Class, U.S. Army. And now therefore be resolved that all appropriate action be taken. The following name listed as the Cumberland River Bridge number 067B00143N in memory of James Archie Hubbard, Sergeant, U.S. Marine Corps.
I make a motion, accept.
I'll second.
Call Rollins.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 11, approve new hires. Houston Sword, road contractor, Jeremy Maggard, sanitation, Michaela Cox, jail, James Johnson, jail, Randy Day, road department CDL, Jordan Adams, Parks and Rec, Jimmy Ray Burke, Parks and Rec, and Anthony Scott, Rec Center.
I don't see no reports from them.
We've done background checks and drug testing and all that. I think anything else would be...
We know that's supposed to be a copy with it, that's what I understood.
Do we need to put that out there, Jamie?
No.
That's what we said last meeting, is what I'm going by.
That, I think that gets into privacy, is having that published. It's in their files and everything, that we do the background check and we do the drug testing and all that.
Houston come back?
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at, he did.
So what is the difference in the Parks and Rec Center?
Parks and Rec, we've put together a crew to try to keep up with our parks. And those two guys, Jordan Adams and Jimmy Ray Burke, have started doing that.
Right.
I know that we rely on the jail inmates to do part of that, and it kind of gets overwhelming when summer gets going. So.
I think that's good to have.
Yeah, hopefully it works out.
I'll make a motion to accept the matters.
Second.
Deb?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yeah.
Kenny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 12, first reading of the budget amendment. Got that, DJ?
An ordinance relating to the fiscal year 25-26 annual budget and amendment thereof, whereas the Letcher County Fiscal Court has realized unbudgeted receipts from the following funds. Be it ordained by the Letcher County Fiscal Court of the Commonwealth of Kentucky that the budget for fiscal year 25-26 is amended to increase receipts in general fund, excess fee share $297,470.94, general fund state grants $802,153.17, road state grant EKYC $1.8 million, LGEA, LGED grants $399,688.48, EK State federal grants $1,800,000, grant account state grants $924,000, 4663 buyout fund federal grants $4,310,513.80 for total amended revenues at $10,333,826.39. It will also increase appropriations for general fund reserve for transfers of $1,099,624.11. Road reserve for transfers $1.8 million. LGEA reserve for transfers $399,688.48. EK Safe reserve for transfers $1.8 million. Grant account reserve for transfers $924,000. 4663 buyout fund reserve for transfers $4,310,513.80 for a total amended appropriations of $10,333,826.39. The amount adjusting the revenue accounts in Section 1 are for governmental purposes and approved by the Letcher County Fiscal Court the 16th day of March 2026.
We have a motion on the first reading of the budget amendment ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Call the roll, Angie.
Tammy?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Billy?
Yes.
Jack?
Yeah.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Move on to item 13.
Yeah, I can't. You have to send it to me. I'm sorry.
Ready?
The resolution
Resolution for co-severance projects.
Okay, this is a resolution for co-severance projects that we're going to get done by, before June 30. Whereas Letcher County Fiscal Court desires to promote and carry out community and economic development efforts on behalf of the residents of the county by supporting the LGEDF House Bill 6 projects. And whereas it is recognized that LGEDF monies available to the county for purposes stated herein pursuant to KRS 42.4582 to 42.495 and 2024 Kentucky General Assembly House Bill 6 budget bill impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the county and will require, among other things, approval of satisfactory application transmitted to DLG for approval, concurrence from the respective state representatives and state senators, and other obligations of the county in connection with receiving the LGEDF grant of monies for purposes stated therein. Now therefore be it resolved this 16th day of March 2026 by the Letcher County Fiscal Court that a House Bill 6 co-severance project proposal application on behalf of the county for LGEDF monies up to $500,000 for Letcher County jail operations, $180,000 for Letcher County fire departments, turnout gear, $600,000 for paving project. Projects shall be submitted to DLG. The county shall provide such additional information and furnish such documentation as may be required, and the county judge executive shall act as authorized correspondent for this project on this 16th day of March 2026.
Any questions or a motion to approve?
How are we gonna do those paving projects? Gonna break it down later on?
Yeah, we'll break that down. That'll give us some flexibility on some of this flood paving.
Yes.
Where they're just patching a portion of the road or replace culverts. Maybe we can extend that and get more drivable surface.
I've got some like that. Need more extendable work.
And then for the fire departments, we looked at that on getting, I think Paul Miles done the numbers on it, but I believe it gets 5 full sets of turnout gear for each fire department.
That'd be good.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man, that'd
That
be great.
includes boots and all.
That gets everything for them, and kind of that equipment's dated.
Right.
And if it's out of date, it may be still brand new, but if it's out of date, it's
Yeah.
question about using it, so. And then the 500,000, just helping us prop up jail operations.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make it.
Second.
Call roll.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb.
Yes.
Benny. Judge Adams.
Yes. And I will add on the jail expense that the legislature is looking at kind of changing that up on the requirements of local jails, that hopefully if it gets passed, it'll help offset some of our cost. Not all of it, but maybe part of
It
that.
helps some.
Would be a big deal for every county in the state.
Absolutely.
Item 14, we've already done. Item 15, the treasurer's report. You got that, DJ?
General fund beginning balance, 681, 478.50. Revenue received, 577, 279, 898. Disbursements, 683, 758.40. Any cash balance is $575,000.08. Road and bridge beginning balance, $5,104,576.91. Revenue received, $1,259,087.36. Disbursements, $486,092.19. Any cash balance, $5,877,572.08. The jail fund beginning balance, $223,927.24. Revenue received, $46,447.18. Disbursements, $144,000.12. Any cash balance is $126,374.30. LGEA fund beginning balance, $980,250.09. Revenue received, $28,896.12. Disbursed, $133,317.65. Any cash balance is $875,828.56. Forestry fund beginning and ending balance is $2,768.20 for no revenue and no disbursements. Forest Trail CD has a balance of $40,000. The ARPA fund beginning balance $196,413.26. Revenue received $22.60. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $196,435.86. Police Memorial Fund beginning and ending balance is $105 with no revenue and no cash disbursements. The Tourism Martin Van Bates Fund beginning and ending balance is $7,380.75 with no revenue and no cash disbursements. Marlowe Water account beginning and ending balance $11.28 with no revenue and no disbursements. The Flood Loan Fund beginning balance $23,030.64. Revenue received $4.41, no disbursements. Any cash balance is $23,035.05. County Court Clerk Storage Fees beginning balance $11,910.67. Revenue received $13,32.42. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $13,243.09. Disaster Relief Fund beginning balance is $12,242.03. Revenue received $2.35. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $12,244.38. Former City of Blackie Fund beginning balance $52,477.09. Revenue received $19.62. Disbursements $414.81. Any cash balance is $52,800.90. EK Safe Fund beginning balance is $3,486,425.48. Revenue received $401.18. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $3,486,826.66. The Local Assistance and Travel Consistency Fund beginning balance $100,360.59. Revenue received $11.55. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $100,372.14. The National Opioid Fund, beginning balance $567,506.42. Revenue received $65.30, dispersed $5,000. Any cash balance is $562,172. The buyout fund, beginning balance $435,964. Revenue received $39,759.15. Disbursements $11,128. Any cash balance is $464,595.15. The grant account beginning balance is $5,078,626.63. Revenue received $584,93. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $5,079,211.56. ABC fund had a beginning balance of $64,1699. Revenue received $22,6433. No disbursements. Any cash balance is $86,8132. The housing account has had no action in it, so it's at balance zero. The next page is a recap of your bank balances. And then you have sanitation, recreation center, and tourism reports.
Question on the treasurer's report.
The rec center came close to paying for itself.
The rec center.
It would have been $8,8610.
Move on to the transfers.
We just got one transfer from general fund to the jail fund, $625 even. Department of Corrections did an electronic deposit in the wrong account, so I'm just moving it where it needs to go.
Motion on the transfer.
Sorry, who was the first one?
Benny, then Kenny.
And Kenny is the second.
Call roll.
Benny? Yes. Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Item 17, submit bills for payment. Question on the bills. Move on to public comment.
You gotta sign up.
You got it?
Oh, you got it.
David G. Estep.
David Estep.
David G.
David G.
Welcome, Dave.
Get up. 20 years in the coal mines, 52 years the same woman, I can't hardly do a thing no more. Yeah. My name's David G. Step from 65, graduate of VOA Consolidated School, 1970 graduate from Wattsburg High School. I just come over here today to try to get some questions and answers about everything. Some are here to make a statement on this Suboxone and methadone. If you're a recovery, you don't need to be on Suboxone and methadone. This stuff is killer. This stuff will destroy your brain just as bad as all these other drugs you're on. You need a support group. But boy, I'd like to ask you guys, do y'all teach these kids anything about Jesus or read the scripture to them?
We do our lifeline class once a week. While they're down there, we take our lifeline class down there. It's all about Jesus.
You need the Word of God in these things, boys. I don't care what class you got. You need to teach it and back up the other stuff you got. When the Holy Ghost of God gets on you and you get recovered, you ain't gonna want this stuff no more.
That's right.
But we gotta work these kids into this stuff slowly. This is killer. And I've seen it. I've had brothers and sisters on it, and they stick them on Suboxone, and their minds are still gone. They don't. I hate it. It about breaks my heart. But I thank God that He's taken me one day, and I never took no drugs.
I went through grade school and high school, I never drank, never smoked cigarettes, I never took no drugs. I never tried marijuana until I was 20 years old. And I didn't like it. Why? Because, hey, and I said I didn't like it. You know why? Because when I come up, if you don't never get introduced to this stuff, marijuana is a great gateway drug to everything else. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yes, they are too, buddy. If my dad would have caught me with one, he'd kill me even at 20-year-old. I just want here to ask some questions today about the proposal for an airport here. Are they trying to get an airport here? I'd like to find out what's going on. Letcher and Harlan County are my counties. I was born in Harlan County and raised in Letcher County, and I know just about everybody over in here to give me time to talk to you.
Yeah, the airport is funded. We are going to build an airport.
Why are you going to build an airport?
Pardon?
What's the purpose of an airport here in Letcher County?
It is, it's a replacement airport for the old airport that we used to have. It's out of Isom, where you turn up into.
But who's going to be using it? Probably 5 or 6 rich people. That's what they've done in Harlan County. And the only people that use it, people rich. Big money. Listen, and you know what they use the excuse for over there? Oh, we need that to get people in here to get jobs. You ain't gonna get no jobs, and you ain't get no companies coming in here to get your infrastructure fixed. And I know places like that in Colson, Coleman River, and down towards Letcher. I know these places, people. And you got to get your infrastructure fixed, your roads, your highways, your bridges. You got to get this done before you start putting all this money in this stuff. Take care of your people here, because I'll tell you, it ain't gonna match out. I do the research on stuff. I've been doing this for years. I love it, and we need to take care of the things we need to. If you don't get your good roads, don't get your good sewer and water and your infrastructure, you're not going to have jobs. You're not going to have companies come in here. And
we're working on all those aspects.
Yeah, but the coal severance tax, I've been fighting for this stuff ever since 19 March of '76 he come in. I've been calling Frankfurt and Washington, D.C. and a little bit everybody else. But you can't get across to the people in these counties. It ain't about who you vote for. It's about right and wrong and good and evil. We got to have stuff in these mountains. I'm a mountain man. I know what it takes. I went to school at Weisberg and Eoe, and I was taught social studies, history, American government, how things are said, the Constitution, how things are supposed to go instead. And Mr. Evans, I've been waiting for a phone call from you for the last 4 or 5 months, and I ain't never got it. Right after school started, I come over here fighting for these kids on Coleman River. We were done wrong when they shut the school down. The vote was done wrong. It was illegal according to the Robert's Rules of Order and the parliamentary procedures. It's on record. But we can't get nobody to stand up for people. They tried to sue the county, the school board. We can't. I've called, and Jack's tried to help me, we've had 14 cars parked at the Letcher-Harlan County line since school started. It went down to 10. Now we're down to 8. It's a bad place to park. You can't get off the roads hardly. It's nasty, muddy. I had to go up weed eat myself once because the grass was 3 foot high. You couldn't get the cars off the road. We can't get no help. But I tried to tell the people that when this school shut down, what was going to happen. Because they've done us like this for the last 50 years. They don't care about us over there. They don't. I know Jack's tried, but when politics come into it, boys, it needs to be off the backbone. But I'd like to know who funds our law enforcement in Letcher County. How is it funded?
The sheriff's office?
Yes.
It's funded through the fees that they collect.
Just the fees?
Yeah, property tax, correct?
Yeah, the clerk's office and the sheriff's office.
With all this money we get for coal severance,
their fee office.
What we have for our lottery, and the money we get for this whole of things, looks like to me the law will get a little bit of it. Come on, people. You ain't got no law. That's the reason a lot of this stuff's going on. If you ain't got good law and pay them and keep good men, you can't take care of your county.
Yeah.
You got to do that. That's just natural. And I'm going to give you a statistic here. I'm big on statistics. I've been doing it since out of high school. I pay attention to everything. It's come out 35 years ago. You can hate me or like me. I still love you. I'll hug your neck and disagree with you, but I still love you. It's the way I was raised as an old timer. If you do something to me, it ain't on me. It's on you. You have to pay for what you do. When I make a mistake, I don't want to make a mistake against nobody. When I make them at the house, it's on me. I have to stand for my mistakes. But I do my best. Since I was a kid, that's why I was raised on Tom Lever. Old timers, people, teachers. Had some of the best teachers at Eole and Weisberg I ever had in my life. Most all of them gone. 35 years ago, the top 3 states or commonwealths in the whole 50 states for corruption in small towns. Can y'all tell me the top 3? Kentucky, West Virginia, Louisiana. Fact, still going on. And if you don't get the truth, the Bible says the truth sets you free. I made mistakes, but buddy, when I make one, the Lord gets on me. And I'm glad about it. I was saved in 1980, and I'll tell you what, I'll stand for people. People is the key with God's help. If He saved you and took you on the head, what good? He left us here to stand. Where did our Constitution come from? It just wasn't a bunch of men made it up. It comes from the Word of God. You take your scriptures and you take your Constitution, your states. I got them with me right here. I carry a Constitution in my Bible all the time. Because that Word of God is what made our Constitution. And if that Word of God can't help us in this country, and that Constitution, we're lost. And when we forget those two, we've had to live. And this is a parliamentary procedure. I tried to talk to them at the school board. It is a constitutional item. It's just like the Constitution, the Robert's Rules of Order, and the parliamentary procedure. And you done it right. You done it right. What it is, the chairman, I tried to tell them down there, the chairman or the chairwoman who's over a meeting cannot make the motion and second it. They have asked for the motion. It's just like in Congress or the Senate in Kentucky or the White House, when you break that one little chain and you don't do it right, that law ain't worth a dime. You got to take it back and do it all over, boys. But a lot of people don't listen to me because they act like I'm just one man, I'm an idiot. But I tell you what, I'm the type of guy all my life, I don't care what we disagree on, and I've done it. If I see you broke down, if you need help, that's the way I was raised. And when I accepted Christ, He approved everything that I was taught when I was a kid. Sure I got in trouble. Sure I got behind busted. I had to go cut my own switch. They do that today. We won't have the law over arresting so many kids. I'm telling you. But I love my Letcher and Hardin County people. I am an Appalachian man to the core. And I'll stand for these mountains, and I have until I take my last breath. And I have fought for people. And on this thing about the God bless you, Richard and I, those 2 military men. I love my military. My dad was a World War II vet, and I'll tell you what, he fought hard in Germany. I'm glad we ain't speaking German and Chinese right now, and a lot of our kids don't understand that. But I love our country, but we've been 50 years since our men got killed at Scotia. And every time I drive by there, I just about cry. All they got is a little bitty sign with a few names on it. We shouldn't be 50 years out down the road trying to recognize. I had classmates that got killed in it. I had classmates that was on mine rescue. I had cousins and relatives that got killed, and them some escaped. And I've been a 20-year coal miner, and I love coal mining. I love people. But we let this history dissolve and escape, our kids ain't gonna know nothing. We have to start teaching it, boys, and letting it know. And Shekinah Village has got the lease on the old building next to the road. And I told them when I come here, I'd try to talk to y'all and see if y'all could, I'm gonna tell them, try to get with you guys to try to get some help, because they're gonna try to make a memorial out of that building. I went through it last Thursday, and it's in excellent shape. It'll last probably another 100 years. But I've called to get some help. Jack, here's the people I've called. Get gravels or something, or spread them out so we can park at the Letcher County line. And it's so dangerous. We cannot get no law over there. We've tried, I've called, can't get no, we got 8 cops, we got 6 state policemen right in that area, and we still can't get no help.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll tell you what I've done. I went and ordered me a state police light, just like the state policemen were, and put it on top of my Buick. I didn't get it in until the last day of the time change. I hooked it up and run it. Somebody said, "You're going to get put in jail." I said, "Let them put me in jail. If it means saving a life, put me in jail. I don't care." Somebody had to do something. But it is crazy. I've called the state attorney general. He didn't even talk to me. He wouldn't even talk to me. You know where he shipped me? He shipped me to John Powell, head over the Board of Education in Frankfurt, the crisis center. I told him what went on. He didn't do nothing. He didn't even talk to me. He like it was nothing. We live in the mountains. He don't care. Frankfurt don't care about us down here if we don't start fighting again. Then I talked to local representatives. They were useless. Just useless. When you tell them what's going on, and kids' lives, and people being lives, 18-wheelers going up there flying. But that's not the only problem. It's your cars. Flying and passing, knowing you got people, 8 to 10 cars sitting on the side of the road, and that little turnoff is the busiest part up and down Common River turnoff. No.
That's that old 119 exit at the end of that street.
It's all
around the pasture.
Yeah. And they're unloading the kids on the old 119.
Yeah.
And the cars are sitting beside the road.
Yeah.
David, all of these, I've been over there when they do.
You see, we ain't got no place to park.
They don't have nobody, so we asked the state for gravel, and they just kind of blew me off,
Well,
I guess.
I called the state, and the state, now when Andy Buell was in at the head over in Manchester's office, see, I've been doing this for over 50 years, so I know people, and he's done retired. He done everything he could to help us shut it down when we had a problem. But the bridges are terrible over there, and I can tell you, and the other day, I went up the river about 2 weeks ago. I used to live with them before, and when I come down, I said, "Yep, election time, they passed this bridge, ain't they?" We got 6 bridges from Oven Fork all the way to Los Scotia. It's getting terrible again. This is 5 times they patched them and not fixed them. But I know it was election time because they passed them.
The new bridges.
They do it, yeah. That's when they do it. But I've called everybody. I mean, I've called governors, but I'm getting ready to call Hal Rogers. And, well, Mr. McConnell ain't much anyway. He's been no good 20, 30 years. He should have been going a long time ago. He ain't done nothing for us. But,
I've talked to the school superintendent.
I've talked to him. I've called him. I don't care. But, we have got to work together on this. I mean, because I've been down toward, who takes care down towards Letcher? The master down there.
Chetty, he left. He had to go to school bus.
But he needs work down through there too. I've traveled. And Colton, back that way. Who takes care of Colton?
Yeah, he's got bad
That's a lot. But I went back over and visited some people way back. Eddie Crawford. That's been back before I had a heart attack in 2019. I went to school with him, and I found out he passed away after a heart attack. I mean, I know people like crazy. I had Keenan down in there, people I knew. And it just breaks my heart to see that Eastern Kentucky is getting the shot, especially the Appalachian Mountains. And I stand. People get mad at me, but boys, if you get mad at me for standing for you, and trying to get what's done right,
that's right,
then you're all in the wrong business. Because we have got Coast Everett, see, when this all started in '76, and I sent to Frankfurt, I called Frankfurt, I got the stats on it up to '08, then I got the stats out of Mountain Eagle about all the money that we're going to have, and when in 1980, 79, that I called was our magistrate over in Coleman. And me and him worked together, and he gave me a breakdown of the code severance tax that he got for 3 years. He got $1 million off he got for his district. That's crazy. That's crazy. $1 million a year. That was $3 million for 3 years. And I said, what is the breakdown on it? How much percentage do we get back from what we send to Frankfurt? These coal miners now has done this. He said, we get 25% of it. I said, 25% of 100? He said, no. He said, we get 13% of 25%. That's nothing. We should have roads paved with gold in these areas, buddy, and I'm still fighting for it. And it just breaks my heart. And I tell you, it's just one thing after another. But if we don't stand for a good cause, and I'll stand for it, boys. I'll tell you, I still call Letcher and Harlan County and try to support and get this stuff done. Because we used to cross that mountain from Coleman on the old big coastlines, and when we crossed that mountain, people didn't know this. Until I become a senior, I come back my 5th year, because I had to work to put myself through school. We, as 30 of us, walked over to Kendall Boggs' office and protested. And there's a lady that used to go to school over there, was working in the office, and Kendall know because I'm Kendall on the other side. It didn't matter. Back then, you got out of line, you got to switch, boy. He didn't hear about that. But anyway, Kendall said, after we left, the Raleigh lady said, she said it to Kendall and said, you mean to tell me they have to go through all that stuff? I can remember years. We'd have rock slides so big, they'd be this tall. You couldn't get over them old bus drivers, and we had a good bus driver, right? They would push them rocks, back up, push them rocks, until they got to where they go over from Angus school. So, I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you coming in. Thank you,
I'm still fighting for you guys, for these roads and stuff in here.
Thank you.
I don't know what good I want to do, but I'll tell you what. I ain't quit. I like to run my mouth, but when I do, I got statistics, I got stats, I got facts, and I said, our law enforcement ought to be, and besides, I really hated it. It makes me, don't make me really mad, but it hurts me to know that when we have people in office that want to defund the law, I can't stand that. I mean, come on, when they defund him, you know what they're doing? They're defunding you, in the areas that you have to take care of.
Yep.
Just like you guys. All they do is give you enough money. What I'm saying is, if they're going to give you money and sue you for opioids, then we need to sue them for giving them this methadone and all this stuff. This stuff. If y'all ever watch PD Live, I love the PD Live. I've been watching it ever since I've been a kid. Steve Larkin from Oklahoma. He was on the gang and drug enforcement. Big tall dude. Love him. And they arrested a lady one night. She had her methadone that she was supposed to have. But you know what she had in it? She had cocaine, meth. You see what I'm saying? They still, you got to get them plumb off this stuff. But years ago, it's been 35 years ago, when they were shutting down these, some of these big jails, I tried to talk to the representative. Use these jails. Turn them into a hospital. Make them to where you get them off of them, have a doctor on call 24/7, help these kids. You got to get them where you can work on them one-on-one. You just got to do it, boys. This stuff's a killer. I've seen it destroy too many people. That's the reason why you're having so many. Y'all have to excuse me, my old black lung kicked in 2 years ago. I get working hard to breathe sometimes. That's the reason I can't run from my wife no more. She catches me real quick. 2 steps and I'm done.
We appreciate you coming in. We need to.
I love you guys over here. I don't matter who you are. And Mr. Haddon, I thought with school all Ken, Larry, Danny, all that crazy bunch we used to run around together in high school. And Jack,
Yeah.
I love your Steve and Doug.
I know.
They treat me like a brother.
Yeah.
I don't forget people, buddy. I don't forget you. I always try to. I got my hands full right now. We lost my daughter last August, and now she's 43, and we're raising a 13 and a 17-year-old. And if I live to it, I don't know if I'm gonna kill the oldest one or if you're gonna take care of me, but we'll get to it. I'm an old school dude. I believe in discipline and straighten up. But listen, you guys, just do what you can, because it don't matter. It's overall, it don't matter what we got going on in Kentucky. There's been enough co-service tax, enough lottery money, and money coming here forward to run our states and our counties and our master districts with no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you, fellas. I was still thinking of you guys. Yeah. More I got to go. I got to get more from school.
Zach, welcome, Zach.
I really appreciate you guys for taking the time to talk to me. I just want to start with this. I'll tell you this. Your name, Zachary Packett. So I just want you guys to know how important this matter is to me. I'm doing this completely on my own volition here, and I actually worked as a nurse last night, and I've set up the whole time trying to come here and tell you how important this is to me. You all have a resolution that I kind of passed out to you guys. It's for the Kentucky Power. It looks longer than it is. It's actually pretty simple. I'm going to talk to you guys. If you guys want to kind of just glance at it, it's really not that complex. It's really pretty straightforward. But my name is Zachary Tackett. I'm a community advocate with Creekstone Rise Coalition, and I really thank you guys for the opportunity to speak today. I'm here regarding the resolution calling for management audit of Kentucky Power. The issue impacts every home and business in our county. Affordable, reliable electricity isn't just a utility, it's the backbone of our economy, our schools, and our families' well-being. I created a Facebook page to bring attention to this issue, and in 4 days, I've already reached more than 70,000 views, many of which are your constituents. That shows how deeply people across our communities care about this issue. Many families in Eastern Kentucky are struggling, and they deserve more than to be listened to. They deserve to be truly heard. Passing this resolution would send a clear message that Letcher County stands with its residents. It shows that we value transparency, accountability, and responsible management from those who serve our communities. By voting to approve this resolution today, the court can send a strong and unified signal that Letcher County puts its people first, ensuring their voices are heard and their needs are protected. The creek is rising across Eastern Kentucky. People are paying attention and they're asking their leaders to stand with them. I respectfully urge the fiscal court to pass the resolution today for the people of Letcher County. I hope this movement begins right here with the dedicated leaders who serve as citizens. And I really thank you guys. I hope you guys take the time to look at that. Like I said, it's really not that in depth. If you all knew the amount of messages that I have received from people in Jenkins, in Whitesburg, in Pike County. I actually have a fiscal court meeting tomorrow that I actually think this will pass in Pike County tomorrow. I think Floyd County is also, I feel hopeful about Floyd County as well, Godolphin County. I'm not stopping here. I want to do this, a coalition of Appalachian people, of us, standing together. And I hope to get the leaders on board with this. I hope you guys jump on board with this, and I hope it starts here, because the history of Whitesburg, the history of Letcher County, of advocating for people, the Apple Shop over here, it's been a voice for all of us for decades now. And I hope that you guys continue that and you guys pass this today so that people can hopefully finally start seeing some relief on the horizon. I really do appreciate it. If anybody has anything they want to ask me or anything, I'll be glad to answer it for you.
Anybody got any questions of Mr. Tackett?
Do we have to go over this, or do we need Jamie to check this?
Again, this is not anything that is, I know you guys cannot regulate Kentucky Power. This is not regulation. This is strictly representation. This is all this is. You're representing your constituents and standing with us and saying that we want this to be publicly audited, that we want this to be fair, that we want it to be transparent. That's all this is. And like I said, if you read it, it's plain terms. There's nothing in there that's stating that you guys are demanding anything or anything like that. It's strictly, all it is just asking you to stand with, represent the people of your area. And like I said, I do hope that you guys will take this update. Because like I said, people are struggling. And I can show you, I can sit here after this is over and show you 100 messages. People with $1,800 electric bills that only make $1,000. I honestly, it almost brings a tear to my eye. That's why I decided to do this. That's why I stayed here for 2 hours. I've not really been to sleep. I'm so passionate about this. I want the people of this community to get some relief.
What I would suggest is that we go over this, and if y'all want to take it up in the next court meeting, we do.
I think we could. Let Jamie check it out.
Yeah, give time for Jamie to review if there's any questions or whatnot.
Right.
I think it's,
I think a lot of this the power company already does, you know, but I may be wrong.
Yeah, this, like I said, this is not, this whole thing is really, it's pretty basic. All it is just saying that you're standing with us, because the only way we're really going to be able to force any bit of change with this is if we all come together united against Appalachia. Zach Tackett can't change it, you guys in Letcher County can't change it, but if all of Appalachia stands together, we can actually do something to help these people. And that's what I'm trying to do. And like I said, I do expect Pike tomorrow to pass this. I'm hoping Floyd County would join, McGoffin County. I was hoping to hear today too that you guys would join this as well.
We can research it and maybe address it in the next court meeting, if that's so your all's wishes.
Did we just get it this morning, Zach? Did we?
Yeah, I passed it on to you guys. And like I said, it really is basic. I mean, like if he read it, I really feel like the lawyer to say it's really just, all it is representation.
And I think that's the reservations of not addressing it today, yes, because we just received it today.
No, I completely understand that. I just want to make sure you guys understand that it really is nothing bonding. There's no legality to any of it. And like I said, it looks long, but it's really not. It's actually very simple. And I'm sure Mr. Hatton, like I said, he looks at it, he's going to be like, no. But like I said, I appreciate your guys' time. Like I said, I stayed over here because I'm so passionate about this and I want this to do well and I want to be able to help the people in this area.
we appreciate your advocacy for
absolutely.
that. Great.
Chris, have you got something? You got something? He's on the public comment list.
Well, I'm the public comment.
Chris back?
I bet that's where, when I talked to Stacy.
Oh, okay.
That's where the resolutions and the ordinances.
Okay. Robert, do you have something?
Come on, Robert. Bridge loop.
I'm Robert Lewis, former magistrate about 30 years ago. I'm speaking for 9 separate households, 9 families on Bridge Loop. But we've got 5 families on Bridge Loop immediately, and then Black Bear, Mountain Road off of Bridge Loop, there's 4 households, so 9 families use the lower bridge on Bridge Loop. About 1981, Reuben Watts County Administration built a bridge there, and the county has always maintained the bridge. County put the sharp L-shaped guardrail on the bridge, and over the years, I think even DJ would come pick her son up one day or something. DJ busted a tire on that bridge. Blew a tire.
I did.
Anyway, the Reuben Watts administration built the bridge, and then under Carol Smith's administration, county administration, did a small widening of the bridge because it's so narrow. And anytime delivery trucks, cement trucks, whatever, it's real strong, but I'll go across it, but it's so narrow, it's hard to get up on. Last week before last, he was ran out on the bridge, and the county, when they welded back the guardrail, and broken over the creek half of it, because the delivery truck broke it, and anytime the county welded, that guardrail broken, they come and weld the guardrails back. But anyway, piece was sticking out on the guardrail, and I sent you all pictures, master pictures, and Jamie, I showed Jamie, and he was surprised. I talked to Chet, he was surprised that some way, whenever the county road plan was put in, or the county adopted roads and bridges into the county map, KYTC, what y'all go by for to be officially in the county road plan, there was some way left off. But anyway, Jamie said the court would need to officially adopt it in the county road plan, county inventory. So it would be on that state list, on the KYTC map. And Jackson just said it doesn't show the bridge on there. And we looked at the map, it doesn't show the bridge.
I told Judge that, he sent it to me. That bridge is now included. How is that?
It's the road that's included.
The road goes to 931.
Yep.
Doesn't show the bridge.
It don't show the bridge. And a lot of, on the KYTC maps, it don't show bridges.
That's true.
Oh,
So
I know.
it only shows the ones that they inspect.
But it does include going to 931.
But it does make that loop all the way back out to the state road.
So, it's I guess it's a county-owned bridge, but it's not officially, so I come to ask that we make it official to adopt that bridge in, and my manager said if somebody else will make the motion, either second or.
It's already, the road is in our road plan.
But the bridge,
The bridge is part of our road.
Well, we want to adopt it in, have it in the minutes, have it court record that it's adopted in.
So it's included?
It's already included. We can do that.
We can,
if you want.
we can adopt it in even though it's adopted. It's just part of
It's
it.
already part of the road plan. Yes.
Okay.
So we don't do nothing.
We don't need
Jamie said he would.
As of last week, it wasn't in, but upon further review, it's in, so.
With the maps, it does.
It is, Jamie. It's in there.
It goes right in.
So we can
So
do the repair.
we can do the repairs.
We've already done repairs.
Good.
Why was it out, how was it not in, then it's in without the action, court action?
It's already.
I think the fella that looked at it said it ain't in, then they got somebody else against it.
But if you look at KYTC maps,
I'm telling you.
the road starts down there at the lower, the other bridge.
The upper bridge. Yeah, I've lived there all my life. The upper bridge was a privately bridge.
Which it was replaced because.
Kentucky Power broke through that
Kentucky
bridge.
Power.
They replaced it.
Yeah.
The other bridge.
And it shows that bridge on
It shows that
KYTC.
bridge in there. It makes a complete loop, comes back
It
down to
shows the lower
931.
lower bridge.
Right.
No.
And if you look at a lot of our maps that's in KYTC, it don't show those
Okay.
bridges.
Well, see, I kept telling Robert I didn't think it was in there.
Even if they-
But it is in there. It
The
does
lower bridge is a
include.
private bridge.
No, it's not.
Every bridge, that county bridge really is a private bridge. But
So
It is county
So
bridge.
bridges that was built in other administrations, county built bridges, this county bridges?
If the county road is listed.
If it's on the county
It's on
road.
the county road, so
County
it's
road says
county.
it starts at age 931. So that would encompass that bridge. But if the county road starts on the other side of the creek, it would not.
I got you.
So it's all about the distance and the actual description.
But it doesn't stop at the bridge, Jamie. It goes all the way over. So
Jack
that's part of
said,
it.
Jack said he asked the judge if we could put the tubular, the round guardrails on, because it's so narrow, people are bumped in there, we drive tires off and rims.
The-
You said.
The problem with that bridge is where it's elevated for the water to get under it, and it still floods there.
But it's got so much stuff.
The
Much under it.
approach going from the highway and from over where Robert lives goes up. And when you go up, that approach, you can't see where the bridge is for your vehicle. What we have done, we went over and repaired the edge of it where the delivery truck had it broke. And we also put those marker poles in all four corners for it before it widens out on the approaches.
Where you're at.
To help see where you're at. The bridge itself is as wide or wider than most of our other bridges because it was narrow under Carl's administration, it was widened. So it's as wide as any of our other bridges. It's just, you're making that angle coming off the state road. You have to turn.
I seen that truck passing back across it.
And same way from Robert's house, the road runs right parallel with the stream. And then when you turn up on that approach, you can't see where that bridge is.
Yeah, I took some pictures of it.
But we did.
At some point, Chris, your welder, he's a real nice guy, and you're professional, and works for you all. He said he could put tubular round guardrails on it at some point. And my governor said y'all could order them whenever.
All of our bridges are constructed that same way, with that 4-inch angle arm on the top for the railing. If we replace that on one bridge, then how many we're going to replace?
How many of those bridges are up? Like you say, you can see those bridges to turn on, the flat bridges.
Yeah, but we have got it marked.
Did you hit that part where that had been broke off and re-welded? Is that where you hit? Back tire?
The front left tire, best tire. They started, I think it was rain or something, they didn't have to finish welding the piece out.
Yeah.
How bad.
Yeah,
so tire rubbed that, and then it caused it, destroyed the rim.
Yeah, I remember when that delivery truck broke that off there, and somebody came in.
It doesn't even get adopted, it's already adopted in this road plan. So that's on the record.
Yeah. It's on KYTC road, it goes all the way to 931, it's included. I had never seen it over that bridge, but.
And it wouldn't just change because of the incident of the tar either. So it was already always in there.
You couldn't tell by looking at it.
Can't tell by looking, it don't specify as the bridge.
Right. You can't tell by looking. You think it ends, but it don't. It goes all the way to the state highway.
Because of the angle up on it.
Yeah, they widened that out.
It could be someone put this tubular on there. Just the round guardrail. Pipe, it's a gas pipe or something. Just to make it.
We can do what this court votes to do. All I'm saying is all of our bridges are 4-inch angle arm. And we have marked the bridge to where the approach is, where you can see it better.
So just make it happen, you have to make a wide turn to get up in it, or?
It's a straight shot, so it is.
It's straight.
You rode straight and the bridge is kind of.
Oh, so you got, that's a sharp.
I had to get
straight across the
lane. I had to get
It wasn't
late
It's a T more or less.
because oncoming traffic. I was way, I get in that total left lane, to be able to slow down to it.
Yeah.
That bridge should have been angled.
If it was widened at each end, it'd be great. Some way to help the approach.
It was widened at each
It
end.
was widened about that much, wasn't it?
The main structure is that concrete, that's the widened part.
The concrete ain't the widened part?
Concrete was what was widened,
Oh, okay.
but
The entry and the
entry
The entry.
wasn't widened.
I got you.
I pulled across it with my truck.
Oh, I've been crossing 1,000 times, but. I
You gotta pay
didn't
attention,
say-
but I didn't bust a tar.
I didn't hit the thing. I mean, we can,
Just say something about my driving.
we can,
I ain't saying nothing about nobody's driving.
I can make a motion if you want to put
Okay.
tubular rails on it at some point. I don't know if we can say it's gonna be done in 2 weeks.
I'm not asking for 2 weeks, maybe just then a few months.
Do we need to do that to clarify that, Jamie, make a motion to put,
Y'all have
It's up to you all. Yep. We can do all
I
that.
don't know.
Your welder said he could do it, no problem. He just had to have the tube in. And Mike, y'all get your metal, said they keep the tube.
Yeah, I went up there and went over it yesterday. It is, I like the idea of the markers.
Yeah, I like that.
That made it better, I think.
I bought stuff, and helped you gauge your welder, he did a really good job.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I knew they sent somebody up there. But I'll make a motion, we put tubulars on it.
On all of them?
Not all
Well,
of
this
them.
is bridge, this is the lower bridge. But it's having a problem, people getting up on.
We can spend all the road budget on bridge railing if we want to.
No, we ain't got the,
Case by case basis, this is a bad case.
well, yeah. Like I say.
Got a motion?
I'm not doing, we don't want to do all the county.
How much that cost?
I'll imagine. And that was what I had a concern for was, you know, if you pick one out individually, then you've got an issue with other bridges, and I'd say there's 300 or 400 of them. And then you're going to have to deal with that. That is, coming from a county point of view, that's not good.
This bridge, the way it's constructed, is unique. You know, it's above.
Nobody knows how much.
So, just asking the specific bridge.
Well, I mean,
Okay. Thanks, Jay.
all right.
DJ.
I mean, I can make the motion, Robert. It may not get seconded because of the issue of all the bridges in the county.
But this just do like case by case.
That's-
We're not one complaining about the
Right,
specific bridge.
right. And I knew that would be, the issue was all of them in the county. Might want to do the same, and we can't afford that. We don't even have the manpower to do that. That's a pretty big change going from those two different rails. It's a lot of work.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to just do that particular bridge and do it on a case-by-case basis. Every bridge in Letcher County is not like Bridge Loop. And to just say we're going to we can't do this one because that doesn't make any sense to me at all. So I'll make a motion to do the tubular.
So Jack made a motion.
Yeah, I made a motion
Okay.
to fix the bridge, to make tubular rails for the bridge.
Okay.
So if you're
thought you had-
Now, I didn't make the statement, not to do all bridges in the county.
So you make the motion to do that, to put
That
the
particular bridge.
Okay, I'll second it.
That particular bridge loop, lower bridge only.
That way, if somebody bumps it, it doesn't do the damage to your tire and rim.
You want tubular rails put on Allen Branch too?
We're just addressing Bridge Loop today.
Okay.
Just this bridge only.
This is what Robert Lewis is here
This
for
is
today,
his-
is to
yeah.
ask for Bridge Loop
This
because
is bridge.
it is a danger to,
People have
yes.
problems with this bridge, getting on and off without hitting the rails.
So it'll be a case by case. Anybody that wants to change, it's gonna have to come
Exactly.
explain
And it
why.
has to meet criteria, it
Yes.
has to be damaging people's, you
And
know.
it has to be separate homes. You know what I'm saying, separate deeds. It qualifies because there's 9 separate deeds over there.
Well, it wouldn't be
Well, it
on the
won't
bridge
matter,
plan
it's
if
already
it
in the
wasn't
road
already
plan.
on it. It would
That-
meet that criteria. I don't mean go and change railing on just any old bridge. It has to already be on the county road plan, I'm not saying that. But no, this is just to address this particular bridge that's caused obviously damage to more than one vehicle. So we took ownership of it whether or not we wanted it or not when we did the repairs on it.
We already had ownership.
So the tubular.
Tubular, if a car truck hits it, it'd be less likely to break it too. It's just, Chris, I think, what's your welder doing a good job, it'd be.
What they have to do, like right here, is your bridge deck, you have to come out here with a piece of flat wire.
Yeah.
Set the round pipe on.
Right.
Yeah.
And bring it down.
Yeah, and it just sort of blocks you from getting that. I got you.
Just the mounts
Going on
and then
there,
lay the pipe on.
You want to read the motion, Angie?
Yes, that was to fix the tubular rails on the lower bridge only at Bridge Loop.
That's come right, Jay? Yep.
That sounds right.
Call the roll when you're ready, Angie.
Benny,
Yeah.
Jack,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Janice.
No. What about your tar wheel? You want to request getting that?
I turned it, Stacy's gonna check with your insurance, see if they'll cover that.
I think, hopefully they will.
Do you want paid for that tar and wheel?
Do I? It'd be all right, I'd like to. I'd like to be paid for it.
I'll make a motion, pay for his, being your real.
Yeah.
We're gonna back up and pay DJ for hers too.
No.
That's been 100 years ago.
Motion to,
I've been tore another power, I've had it for a month, I bought from Mavericks, this is the second one, shredded on that bridge, tire.
got a motion to pay for Robert's Tar and Wheel to a point of,
Oh, you got it.
$1,299.28. Do we have a second?
What kind of wheel was it?
Is that the kind you put on your truck?
That one's no.
I just bought a set of Pro Streets and they're just $1,400.
Robert,
This is-
where did you get your adjustment from your,
Jeff's Body Shop, it's Collision.
is this something, DJ, that he needs more than one, estimate for?
Need 3 estimates.
It is a
Because that
small,
may be
it is a small purchase. I think that the one estimate was a survive.
It's just whatever they said, to replace that ring on that wheel, it's a
How
custom.
much is that ring?
Aluminum is a custom wheel on
That's on your service truck when you're out. Is that on?
a white truck, yes, on the left front.
That seems high to me.
$800 maybe for $885 for the wheel.
How much is that rim showing?
$885.
The rim?
I'm sure we can get
And get that LKQ, probably high fat.
Nah.
You wanna table it till we can get 2 more estimates?
Yeah. We can do that, Robert. Get 2 more estimates.
Get 2 more, that's fine.
Sounds good.
So,
I
you
figured
could,
get it cheaper if you can.
you can, you wanna
Withdraw
tailor
that.
your motion
I'll
to
table my motion.
the least of 3 estimates?
Yes. And then we'll take it up again, table next month.
Well, we can, I mean, if you wanna pay for it, then, the least of 3 estimates, then go ahead.
Then go ahead and pay it. Okay, we can do that.
Bring it in to DJ
Yeah.
or you.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
So get us 2 more estimates. I'm gonna do that, call the roll in.
Jim?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
No. Thank you, Robert.
I would like to make a mention for the litter warden. We've got a new litter warden, and he's doing a fantastic job.
Yep.
He does. He talks to us.
He's getting the illegal dumps cleaned up, and
He's on track.
by far going above and beyond.
He really is.
He's
He's doing
people
great.
good too.
Yeah.
And Tony did.
He's doing a great job.
Any more old business?
Anybody besides me? Well, I always got everything.
Yeah.
We need to get somebody to clarify stuff on the blacktop, on what they're gonna do flood, and what's gonna be, the 25, the 22, because I've still got stuff ain't been done since the 22. That way I can go ahead and get my flex road cleaned up.
Yep. I've got that list. You and I looked at it a little bit there the other day. We can get that list to you guys. What I think we need to do as well is kind of utilize, once we get the improvement of that severance tax, to stretch that out a little further, make better projects. I know you've got several in Blair Branch that are patches
Several.
that might be
And
good.
Camp Fork's about a whole holler.
So, I've got that list and I can get that. It's a lot of patching. You looked at it, glanced over it there. It is a lot. And Mountain Enterprise is going to start the paving hopefully the first of next month. They're going to do the flex roads and those patching roads in that vicinity first. They're getting their schedule put together for that.
Great.
So, and what I'd like to do is get our new flex money, I think Matt may have sent you all a message or something on that, is get our roads that we're gonna do with that flex fund and submitted so we can get them documented, and just as soon as we can get confirmation from DLG, then we can add those into our list and hopefully get that before plant shuts down in November.
Another thing is asphalt. They still making messes. We're gonna have to crack the whip on them some kind of way. It's every day, everywhere they go.
Is that for the power company right away?
Yeah, I had some problem with them.
You know, they come begged us not to do nothing. We're gonna straighten up, and they get.
Why not? They even sent a representative.
Yeah.
How about I have them to come to the next court meeting?
Yeah.
And talk about it. Either somebody from Asplund and somebody from the power company as well.
Yes. They need to get it together.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. We can't clean culverts that quick enough.
I'd have Jamie go ahead and work on something.
A document?
Yeah.
A legal document too, that way.
Yes, we can do that too.
Are they the ones working on the side of the roads as well? Like fortifying the roadways?
No.
No, different one?
Different.
Because some of the ones that are doing that are leaving junk behind as well.
On the state roads?
Yeah.
You talk about the saw cutting?
No, I'm talking about where they're fortifying the roads, where they're putting in those beams.
Oh, yeah.
Hold the roads from.
Contractors.
What they're taking out, they're just throwing on the side of the road and leaving.
Yeah. Oh, that's contractors then?
Yeah.
That's doing the rail and crib?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Whatever they dig out to replace, they're just throwing it to the side, leaving.
Yeah.
Get with me and give me some sites if they're done that.
Okay.
Ain't any movement on the Letcher ambulance deal. This is about 3 months in and we ain't got no action on it yet either.
I have not heard anything, Kenny.
What did we decide about an emergency situation? I never did know that we decided on that.
If you'll download this right here, I've told every one of you, and listen to it, you'll see every bit of the problem with your police department and your EMS. It tells you every night.
I'll get an update from the ambulance.
Let's see. Rec Center's still in limp mode, still no new action going on on this, so what are we gonna do about it? I know I seen the Sportsplex having a big gun show, I think this weekend over at their place.
Seth is talking to a guy in Pike County about a gun show. It's just in discussion phase right now. The one group that we were talking in the fall to have the gun show, they wouldn't come. I don't know whether it's a new venue or what. They reach out to their vendors that kind of travels with a circuit, and they never got enough response to do that with. Seth is working on several different projects to have, but.
Did you find out anything about the big break off in Camp Fork up there? We need to really crib on. I'd like to get that done before we blacktop it, so they won't tear it back up again.
They went and looked at that, Shane and ER Assist.
Because I noticed downtown, I come back from Clifford's funeral down there, and all that new blacktop down there, real and cribbing and scratching it all pieces on that state road.
Oh, gosh. We don't need that.
Yeah.
And I guess the last thing, I think I might have rubbed Jack the wrong way last meeting. He called me after we'd left, and he thought I'd done a political move on him, which I did not, on the meeting change. And I've had calls from Zeb's district, I've had calls from Chetty's district, I've had calls from Jack's district, I've had calls from Benny's district, wanting their meeting moved back to where people can come. It was nothing political, nothing at all, but toward you, Jack. And that's all it was. And I'd like to make that motion again and see if we can get it moved back to where they can come.
I think we've addressed that before. Several different times, and the meeting schedule works good the way it is. Chetty's not here to vote, so.
We got enough to vote.
I would make the motion that we table that at this time. And we don't have legal counsel. I don't think by Robert's Rules of Order that you can take up a motion every time a court meeting comes. So we would have to have legal work to see if it's even credible.
Never heard of it before. I thought if we had a quorum, we could do what we need to do.
I think the judge may be right, Kenny. I don't know how you can bring up the same motion every meeting when it keeps getting... We need the full court.
On everything we vote on?
No, not on everything.
No.
Just on what I bring up.
You just need a full court on ordinances, and you have the majority of the court on regular votes.
That shows a whole lot.
If you have a motion,
That's all I got.
if you have a motion on the floor, the motion can be voted on to table.
I vote to table. You did though, didn't you?
Yes.
To have full court.
But you have to call roll on that, see if it passes.
So remember that we're gonna have full court if we vote on.
On ordinances.
On ordinances.
That ain't ordinance.
It ain't ordinance. But you can vote to table any motion. The motion is to table it. You second it, Jack?
Yeah, a second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Kenny?
Nope.
Dan?
No.
Benny?
I'll go with the table this time.
Jack?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. So we'll table that to the next court meeting.
Yes. Next court.
And I'll put it on the agenda.
Keeps coming up.
Can we check with Jamie on the legalities?
We'll bring it up every time.
No, not on bringing it up every time, but on not being able to vote on it because we're supposed to have a full court to do it. I mean, if we can't, we didn't have a full court to...
A full court is required for an ordinance.
That's not an ordinance though.
But if a motion's made, someone can make a motion to table it to a later court meeting before the vote.
Whether it's an ordinance or not.
Either way. Only ordinances are required to have a majority of the full court. Somebody can be not here, but you still have to, we've got a 6-person court, it takes 4.
That's right, it does. I remember that. That was the lady that taught us the first time. Remember, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She told us that.
Anything else? Anything, Dan? Motion to adjourn.
Make it.
Second.
Call the roll, Angie.
Jack?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Yes.
Benny? Benny?
Yes.
Judge Adams?
Yes. Thank you all for staying with us. It's a marathon meeting.